Live from the Toad Hop Network studios
in Hollywood.
This
is the ToadHopNetwork.com.
A place of our own without a lot of parents peering down our backs.
Radio worth watching.
And here we go.
Hello, Schmoville. That's right. The gang is back together once again. We have survived the chaos of what was last week. We, again, welcome back Tiffany Smith and my buddy, my pal, Mark Ellis.
I'll tell you why it was chaotic last week, because me and Smith weren't around to police you kids.
It's true.
Well,
shenanigans when we're not here.
There were beyond shenanigans last week. It was a pretty nutty thing, and Mr. Ellis, before we get into everything, we have a whole big show going on tonight.
Well, I would say me and Tiffany had a lovely vacation together. We were in the Bahamas.
Nice.
And,
you have pictures?
I did.
I'd like to see
they're
those.
drawings.
Was Finstock there?
They're artistic renderings.
You better be
Finstock
careful,
was our waiter.
Like if you keep saying this stuff, Finstock might show up and beat you up.
3 times.
It's true.
Yeah, no, I was in Tempe at the hot sun, the 1 cent beers, but it's good to be back in town.
Yeah.
I did get a chance to watch the podcast, and I guess we'll talk about that. I have some issues.
I have issues with you on that we need to talk about as well. But before we do that, let's talk about what's going to happen this tonight.
Badass show we got
tonight.
Cool
show tonight. Yeah. So we're going to talk about the news, some things that happened. It will be nice to hear Ken's take on everything that's going on.
I heard Ken might have the funniest news ever this week. That's just a little bird told me that Ken.
He usually does. And you'll see that news on Schmo's Know, by the way, on the main channel. We're now putting Ken's news, the news segment, on the channel every Friday.
What did I tell you about this? What? I said you can't just throw knapsack
into the Lions?
You can't throw the pit boss right into the pressure cooker again. You got to ease him in. This is like he's had no reps in practice, and now we're putting him on Monday Night Football.
He's got it.
Again, after last week, F him.
I thought he had it until he put the sunglasses on.
F you. We'll talk about it in a second. All right, so 8:30 tonight, we have Brandon Johnson coming in.
Hysterical. He's been on every TV show possible.
NTSF. SD, SUV.
Pretty funny. Yeah, and it's his new Comedy Central show.
California,
There's a colon in there somewhere. Yeah.
That's right. And then 9 to 9:30, 9 to 10, we're going to be welcomed by Daniela McBride.
Well, we'll welcome her. We're not going to make her welcome us. That's
we don't know.
Rude.
It depends on what happens at 9:30. But she's a TV hostess. She's an actress, and she was a contestant on the ABC hit reality show The Bachelor.
I've heard of that.
We're going to talk to her about reality TV.
I just started giggling like a 5-year-old
because he can't wait. He's going to give her a rose when she shows up.
God.
And then we're going to play. She's going to be here. And what a perfect person, a girl who was a bachelorette on The Bachelor, to play the Celebrity Imprssion Dating game. And it is going to be a lot of fun.
I'm nervous because we're dealing with a pro. It's not just one of these starlets we run in here to take up 30 minutes.
I would like to petition though that you guys have to do female voices as well.
I mean, we will, but but you don't have to do male voices. You can do girl.
But I'm saying the girl's never going to pick a girl.
We're doing female voices.
Why not? One day we'll bring in Katie Lang or something.
You don't even know who you do. Me and Makuga, Josh is going to do Sarah Jessica Parker, and I'm doing Jack A. Harris from 227 tonight.
See, there you go. Now, but this is what I want Schmoville to do, because she has never been on this show. She heard about it through friends. I don't even think she's watched an episode. So what I want Schmoville to do,
tweet the
right now, bombard her with tweets. Can't wait to see you on the Celebrity Imprssion Dating.
Don't be creepy.
No. Say I can't wait to see you.
You know who you are out there in Schmoville. Sometimes some of you get a little creepy with the tweets.
Right.
Keep it clean.
It's at Daniela McBride. So Daniela McBride, tweet her and say, can't wait to see you on the show, and just bombard her and let her know what Schmoville is all about.
Yeah.
All right, now I want to hear the news in a second here. Before we do that, all right, Ellis, here's my bone that I have to pick with you. And I don't want to talk about this the whole
I thought I was going to get to do my review of the podcast.
Fine,
like so many members of Schmoville have.
We'll talk about that too.
By the way, Schmoville, thanks for picking the week that I'm out of town to review the podcast. Are they going to do it this week?
Yeah, all right, well, fine. Let's tell them that. So what they do, you guys, a bunch of you guys, like it was like 5 or 6 people last week, all reviewed last week's episode of the podcast.
That's a lot of. That's more than a handful.
Well, what we're gonna do is if
you
guys,
one of those 5 people, my dad.
No, but I would love to see your dad, Mr. Rick Smith, out there. By the way, thank you so much for all your great tweets.
You're in a first name. We were just vacationing together for a week, and now Christian knows your dad's first name.
Buddies.
Don't lie, guys. It was my mom's 60th birthday, so my dad was in town.
Yeah.
That's where it was. We went to Disneyland.
Oh, nice.
All right.
Okay. Well,
60 still got a groove.
So. What we're gonna do with Schmoville, and if you have a YouTube channel, what you'll do is you put up your review of this episode, and we'll put it on our Facebook page, and we'll talk about. We have a playlist on YouTube. And Mark, tell them what we're going to do in the next 6 weeks.
You are going to be entered into kind of a contest. Anybody that puts up a video review of the Schmoes Know Movies podcast is going to have the opportunity to win a poster and a ripped apparel shirt.
But the main prize is that you will be a host for a 5-minute segment on the Schmoes Know podcast. Whether it be, you guys will call in and you will have 5 to 6 minutes to quiz us on our show, and you will also have another big prize that you can win. That, again, this is a 6 weeks, so you guys keep making your video reviews. We'll announce it in 6 weeks.
People have been dreaming of that opportunity.
Now, you want to review last week, Ellis?
For a lifetime. Yeah, so I'm watching last week's episode. First of all, can you not, when you say I'm out of town, can you not say Ellis is slinging yucks somewhere?
I didn't say yucks.
Like yucks. He always said yucks.
I didn't say yucks last week. I didn't say that last week.
You literally came on and you're like, Ellis is telling jokes somewhere. You sound like I'm a carny in the 1920s, like on a train. I just say the city, and so that everybody in Schmoville can go see me that lives in that town. That's all I'm saying.
You're very angry. So you want to talk about why I was angry?
Oh, don't worry about it. The anger is coming.
All right.
Apparently, I got thrown under the bus. Not really by you, by who I thought was my confidant, my lawyer. The guy wears a suit. I thought he could keep a secret occasionally. Ken Knapsack.
Yeah, so let's talk about Ken Knapsack. So Ken normally, when he's talking about his news, is very funny, very informative.
Got mic skills.
But behind the scenes, we talk, and it's normal. He never really comes out and says anything towards me. But all of a sudden, 2 weeks ago, starts throwing out things about things of my past, of what nature that has never been brought up in 2 years on the show, out of nowhere. So I don't blame this on Ken. I blame this on Mark Ellis.
I don't know why you would, look. You don't
know why? Did you watch the show when Bonnie says, "Oh, I've been talking to Mark Ellis about a video"?
Okay, now refresh my memory. Which Bonnie are we talking about?
You're an idiot. Okay, that's it. I don't. So let me just ask you one question. Do you know about the video that Bonnie Somerville is talking about?
Look, me and Bonnie have been friends for a while, and there's a lot of videos that we talk about, movies we've rented.
Johnny, play the music for Ken's music, will you? Ken's
VHS tapes from our youth.
All right.
That's awkward.
Bonnie Somerville, good friend of mine.
Oh, we're doing this now? I'm Ken Knapsack, and these are your Schmoes Know headlines brought to you by Magic Hat Brewing Company. One of the most shocking bits of news to ever be guessed about. The Web Zone Den of Geek got their hands on a casting sheet for an unnamed Disney Studios Lucasfilm Bad Robot feature film. The sheet put the word out that this secret project is looking for a tall male, 7 feet to 7 feet 3 inches, with a slim build and upright posture. This has led to rampant speculation that the next Star Wars film will have a Wookiee in it. Maybe even Chewbacca, as 7'3" is how tall Peter Mayhew was while donning the chewy fur. A Wookiee in Star Wars. Utterly shocking, Internet. Also unearthed this week was an email from Kathleen Kennedy to screenwriter Michael Arndt asking him to set most of this in space. An internal memo from the Lucasfilm prop department hinting that, quote, we might need to build some lightsabers soon. And a discarded Post-it note written in J.J. Abrams' handwriting that simply reads, some shots of spaceships, question marks? Following this news, according to The Guardian UK, Peter Mayhew took time from selling memorabilia at the Greater Altoona Comic Gathering Fest to say that he is trying hard to recover from recent knee surgery to reprise the role of the mighty Chewbacca. The 69-year-old Mayhew has been mostly confined to a wheelchair over the last few years, and the much-publicized knee surgeries were done in part to improve his health enough to portray the most famous Wookiee of them all. For more on Mayhew, look for the upcoming Kickstarter-funded documentary by W. Ryan Ziegler called Standing on Stars of Peter Mayhew's story. Until then, it's $12 for autographs, $20 for a picture. Star Wars isn't the only project with juicy casting rumors. The much-anticipated Jurassic World may have its first cast member. Several sources reporting just today that Bryce Dallas Howard, a.k.a. Ron Howard's daughter, is in negotiations with Universal and Amblin to appear in the film. No further information. Also negotiating, dinosaurs. The Hunger Games, Catching Fire, is yet to hit theaters, but the two sequels, Mockingjay Part 1 and Part 2, have begun filming, and the production added some cast members just this week. Wes Chatham and Eldon Henson will be able to pay their heating bills this winter, as they've been adding to the cast as two characters whose names you've already forgotten. The bigger news emerged when Julianne Moore was tapped to play a pivotal, spoilerific role, which I'll keep secret because Mark Ellis doesn't read books unless you count Olive Garden menus. Mockingjay Part 1 will be released in 2014, with Part 2 to follow in 2015. Meanwhile, Hunger Games star Jennifer Lawrence will be reuniting with the first film's director, Gary Ross, for the Ross-led Universal Universal Pictures productions of East of Eden and a sequel, Burial Rites. The films will be based on the 1952 John Steinbeck novel, East of Eden. Lawrence is set to play the same role that won Joe Van Fleet an Academy Award in 1955 when she starred opposite James Dean in that version. For the kids at home, the 1950s were an American-made decade in which everything you're doing right now in the alley behind your high school was immoral and probably illegal. With apologies to Josh McCouga, some TV news. Disney, ABC's new show, Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was a huge hit, registering the highest drama debut in over 4 years. As one would expect, it also dominated in all key male demographics across the board, hands down, making it this generation's Airwolf. Not to be outdone and left behind like they have been on the film side of things, Warner Brothers has successfully shopped around a new TV project titled Gotham, and Fox won the bidding war. The show will focus on Commissioner Jim Gordon before he got the big promotion, and will also serve as an origin story for some of the Batman universe's most notorious villains. As for Batman the Caped Crusader, he is reportedly not set to appear in this series, making it this generation's After MASH. And finally, the 65th annual Primetime Emmys were held this past Sunday, and The Big Bang Theory won again. Nope, never mind. I'm Ken Knapsack. Those are your Schmoes No Headlines. Brought to you by
Hey, Knapsack!
Even though I want to hate him, I love him.
I like the serious acting at the end, balling up the paper and throwing it away.
Yeah,
that's how
good.
mad Big Bang makes you.
All right,
so
good and bad.
First thing to address here in regards to this Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. thing. So I want to let everybody know at 9 o'clock, Mark and I are actually going to do a live review of it right into the cameras as we do.
So everybody else keep quiet. Chris and
Right.
I will be filming for our YouTube channel.
Yeah, and then we'll all be discussing it afterwards. So we're not going to talk about that just yet, but I would like to touch about this Gotham show.
I'm excited about that.
Yes.
And again, we'll save most of that for the 9 o'clock hour because I don't really get excited to see live-action superheroes on TV.
Yeah.
I don't get excited to see superheroes on TV. It seems like the X-Men cartoon was awesome.
But here's the thing: if you go pick up Gotham Central,
Yeah.
which is the comic book that's based off of, it's like all about the cops. It's not about the heroes.
Told
It's
there
about
would
how
be no
they
reading.
work in a city.
And it's all about
where
Gordon,
there's-
like his origin story, right?
Well, the comic is it's not really origin. It's just more about the cops in the
Okay,
city.
but it's younger. It's before like the Batman years, before he finds Batman, or is Batman
no,
still running around?
he's there.
Okay.
He's there.
But you know why you can pull this off to the general public now when you couldn't 10 years ago is because Commissioner Gordon has been portrayed in the mainstream in these last 3 movies as a dude who's got it together.
Right.
Pat Hingle, God love him to death. He was a bumbly Commissioner Gordon. He was
From-
like, well,
from the
I'm going to
Tim
go
Burton
eat a
movies, right.
sandwich while Batman does
Yeah.
shit.
Right.
So somebody turn on the signal because I'm tired.
Right.
And this one, it was like Gary Oldman's role.
He's capable.
I'm excited to see it now.
Right.
Well, and not to mention the fact that how great of timing it is, where you're like, S.H.I.E.L.D. started, and they're like, oh, hey, P.S.
Yeah.
We're also doing an awesome TV show for Fox.
This, I mean, this
very
is
day.
the thing. Ken, giving you a wrestling analogy here. You in the WWF and WCW, back and forth when they were fighting against 2 rival companies.
The Monday Night Wars.
That is what ABC. That is what DC and Marvel is doing right now, with Marvel being the WWF, if you will. And but it is a back and forth. It's a good.
I would say DC is definitely winning on the television.
Well, they got Arrow.
Yeah.
I mean,
they got
everything
Arrow
on
in the bag.
CW, yeah.
But I'm
Yeah.
talking about as a whole. As a whole.
I don't know that DC makes a move like this unless they see that Marvel's doing
Yeah.
the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So I think they're trading haymakers at this point, which us, the fan, is going to be
Yeah.
a winner.
With Marvel, all you have to say is
DC just
Thor,
took
Captain
a
America.
big hit in the comic book world with their Harley Quinn mess and the talk over the gay marriage issue with, help me here, the Batwoman thing. So DC has taken some hits.
Did I hear gay marriage and Batwoman?
It was a comic book drama.
Was that in the news last week? I didn't hear it.
All right, let's move on from some other things that we'll talk quick about this Star Wars news because
I love you and your comic knowledge.
Yeah.
Oh, you're blushing. This is why you chose to marry him.
I feel really proud of him because when we started doing Stacked, Ken was like, what's a comic book?
Yeah.
Is Bat
And
Dude
now
in this
he knows
one?
so
Dude.
much stuff.
He
It's
does.
awesome.
You think Tiffany's blushing? Ken's blushing. Look at that shade of
He
red.
really is.
Were you in Tempe
Really is.
this past weekend? Wow.
Move over, Finstock.
Let's talk about Chewbacca.
yes.
He's in it. Great. That's awesome.
Well,
Next story.
But the Wookiee thing, though, first. I mean, it's cool to see now whether they're going to do. I would much rather it be their recasting because look, we saw Peter Mayhew at WonderCon.
WonderCon.
He's in bad shape.
He didn't look like he was in great
No.
shape. He didn't look like he was spry, enough to go do all the acrobatics it takes to play a in-shape Wookiee. But again, he's an older Wookiee now. You know, he's going to be chilling with a 70-year-old Han Solo, not a 30-year-old Han Solo. They're going to be drinking Bloody Marys now at the Mos Eisley Cantina.
If you're J.J. Abrams, right, and this is a big movie that you want to be waiting on the 70-year-old guy who can't even walk and his knees are broken. It's like, oh, we got to take another break for the Wookiee.
Let him play Chewbacca's like grandfather or something. Just let him be sitting in the
it totally depends on how much he's going to be involved in the story.
Maybe he and Han can sit around, drink some like beer, sing the Life Day song, and kind of move on with life.
But there's going to be Wookiees in Star Wars, great. It's a no-dust story, and there's going to be dinosaurs in Jurassic Park, so that's exciting.
And Mark, how are you feeling about the news that Bryce Dallas Howard possibly could be cast in this movie?
I'm very excited because then we're one step closer to getting who you know I want in Jurassic World. Clint Howard, that's right. Ron Howard's silly-looking brother is always popping up from time. Doesn't he look like a crazy geneticist, though?
Yeah,
Ron Howard's brother, Clint, he looks awesome. Christian's got a great story. If you ever meet Christian in person, ask me about his Clint Howard story. It is fantastic.
It's pretty great.
I think Bryce Dallas Howard is a tremendous actress. She plays very, very dark sometimes. She can get very, very evil. Yeah. She's got those eyes. I think she is a talented kid.
Absolutely.
And I'd love to see her get eaten by a dinosaur.
We don't know. If she's the lead, she could be.
No. Let's eat her.
Don't get dirty.
Take a chomp out of her.
Let's go now to the Hunger Games story, which I guess you're casting people. Who cares about them? But the main story is the picture of Julianne Moore.
Mm-hmm.
I read the book.
Spoilerific role, so let's be cautious.
Yes, it is a very the person. If you
How
have
big
read
is this spoiler,
it's pretty big.
I appreciate you guys
when I hit it in the book.
Tiptoes.
I actually had to put the book down and go no way.
Look, it's pretty big. And here's the thing: she's cast as in a role. I'm not going to spoil it for anybody. She's cast in a role that is pretty prominent throughout the books. And for me, I read the book. It fit the description of the character pretty well. Tiffany, you've read the books.
I've read the books, but I read them when they first came out, so I need a refresher. Mm-hmm. So I don't remember the description. But for me, I'm just happy when they cast people in these films that are
talented.
That are solid actors.
I agree.
And it's kind of like we're getting her in so much stuff right now that I'm excited to see her in The Hunger Games.
I have a point to make on this, and I'd like to let my representative, Josh McCouga, make it. Josh is speaking for me. I thought you read the book. I thought you were leaning up to the
I did. I read the book.
Fucking working with me here, man.
Is my mic on?
We're a team.
What do you got, McCooks?
Mark and I are both on board with the Julianne Moore casting.
Okay.
We think that she's a perfect model for this role, and also she will be reprising her sex scene from Boogie Nights.
Nice. Okay, good. Roller Girl will also make an appearance. So that's the news. I want to hear from Schmoville here, 323-622-8623, on whether any of those stories that you hit upon or something else that's going on in the news. Call us up and let us know what you think. And then right beforehand, we also read another Star Wars-related story. They're going to shoot scenes of it, which we kind of all thought, in IMAX.
It's all no-duh stories, but it's still exciting because it is Star Wars. And again, like when you were sitting in the theater, when you, me, Tiffany, and Riley went to go see the Star Trek movie, we're sitting in the back because we know how to see IMAX movies. We're sitting all the way in the back. No, but we saw Star Trek too, Into Darkness. At the same theater.
I thought you meant when we were talking about which movies we hope to see.
No, I can keep it pretty straight in my head when I'm on the radio.
Guys, you're so testy with each other today.
You get to see, it just looks so great. That Star Trek movie looks so great in IMAX, and so you see that and you're like, they better do this with Star Wars.
Here's the thing I think is weird, though. Like, there's so many small things they're giving us now. Why couldn't they have given any of this at D23?
Yeah.
Like, if they had just said, like, we're filming some in IMAX, people would have been like, oh, yay, next.
I'm over D23. That was like a shitty prom experience, but now I'm in college, man. Now I'm just it's freshman year. Let's go. Let's get drunk. Let's bang some chicks. What? Christian, next story. Go.
All right, let's take a phone call from Schmoville. Hey, you're in Schmoville. Who do we got?
What is happening, Schmoville? Darcy from Australia here. How are we all going?
Darcy, very chipper today. What's
We're
up,
going
man?
great. I love how Australians say how you going and not how you doing. I love it.
What time is it in Australia?
It's probably about 1 o'clock here at the moment.
Awesome.
In the afternoon.
Yeah, in the afternoon.
He can enjoy the show in the afternoon.
Just ringing up to say that I'm on board for the Julianne Moore casting. I reckon it's great, and I reckon she's a talented actress.
Great. Yeah, I mean, I think that's an absolute It's good casting. Going back on what Tiffany said, it's always great when you hear that you have people involved who have legitimate talent and people respect as actors.
Versatility is what I like in that. It's a home run. She can be sweet, or she can kind of be like. Remember her in The Big Lebowski? That was like a totally different kind of role. Yeah, so she can do a lot of things. She, in my opinion, saved Don John from being something that was just kind of like nothing that's below skin deep, and then her character comes into it, and she makes it really a much more emotionally deep kind of movie. So she was great.
Darcy, thanks for the call.
I can't wait until John open here in Australia. It isn't open yet.
Don John, what do we think of it?
I think Darcy's just saying that he hasn't had the chance to check it out yet. But Darcy, from his tone of voice, he sounds like he is the Don John.
Yeah, sure.
You go out there and you buy a girl of Foster's and tell him it's on Mark Ellis's dime.
And Darcy actually is one of the guys who had put together one of the reviews and is also going to review next week as well.
Oh, good.
So we'll be seeing Darcy's review. So again, if you guys...
I will do. Yes, I will do.
All right, Darcy, thanks, man. So again, if you want to see Darcy's review, if you want to see any of the other reviews so far, just go on our YouTube channel and check out the playlist that we have with all the reviews from last week, and we will update those. So let's take another call from Schmoville here, talk about some news. Hey, you're in Schmoville. Who do we got? JTI.
Hey, it's Hunter.
What's up, man?
Hey, I was just wondering if y'all heard about the leaked Avengers 2 trailer yet?
Yeah, it was the same one that we saw at Comic-Con.
Have you seen the trailer yet, Hunter? Have you seen it?
Yes, I have.
What do you think about it? Did it get you excited, or were you just like, yeah, it's just kind of, a tease?
Well, it is a tease, but at the same time, hearing all those fans just cheer and roar got me excited.
Right. Thank you so much. I appreciate the call. That's how we felt when we saw it at Comic-Con, when we saw it at D23.
Yeah.
And when we went there, it's the fact that this movie is coming sooner than later. And Tiffany, how do you feel with all the news? It's been all this casting since the initial trailer was shown. You're the big comic book expert. How are you feeling about what they're going to do with Ultron?
Honestly, I think that, especially with the Marvel films, they've just proven that they can do it and they do a good job with it. And the team that's working on it is so close to what we get when, Brian Michael Bendis writes. And it's so snarky and quick. And when you get all of the characters together, the fact that nobody outshines anybody else, in my opinion. And I think we're going to get the same thing in this movie.
You don't think that Downey outshined just a little bit?
I didn't think he did in the first one.
I don't think he did. I think that his character definitely has a big personality, but when I think about the film, he's not the only one that I remember. And I think it's hard because we're coming off of Iron Man 3, which is the first one right after, so everyone's still thinking about him. But I will be curious to see what happens after Thor.
Yeah, he was a great point guard in the Avengers, but he by no means stole that movie. He didn't walk out of it being like, "Well, thank God Downey was there." I thought everybody came together. That's what impressed me so much. That's what I've been trying to tell everybody for the last year. That's why I got 5 out of 5 shows.
I remember a lot with Captain America.
Yeah,
the Hulk, obviously, and Thor.
It's not that I don't remember all this, because I thought that they had a presence for sure. I just thought that Downey was, obviously, because Tony Stark has the most personality.
But can you get that mix again is the question.
Yeah.
It's like you mix the perfect mojito, right? And can you do that again, or is the second one going to be like, oh, this is way too sweet?
Well, and you get a little scared because we've seen so many of those films where you throw so many big names into it and you keep adding people. Love Actually was so great, and then they did the weird Valentine's Day one, and you're like, Love Actually worked, and then the other one was just, why do we have all these people in this?
No idea how happy it makes me and Christian to hear a girl say that weird Valentine's Day thing.
Yeah. But where you're like, is it gonna be one person too many?
Yeah,
we'll see. All right, hey, you're in Schmoville. Who do we got?
Hey, Christian, it's Thomas Hughes, Winter Park, Florida, USA.
What's up, man? How you doing? What do you got, Winter Park?
Hey, I wanted to talk about the Need for Speed trailer that came out this week.
Yeah.
Aaron Paul.
What'd you think of it, dude?
Yeah. I thought that it looks intriguing. Overall, the shots in the movie it made it look like it was a scene right out of Hot Pursuit, the video game.
Right.
And I'm not too sure I'm sold on the story that it looks like it's going to tell. But overall, it's got me excited, and I think I'm willing to pay a ticket to go see it.
Check it out.
But I'm not too sold on the story.
Well, I also think what the thing is, the reason why this movie is coming out at the perfect time is because of the amount of buzz on Breaking Bad.
Everyone's going to be going through withdrawal, so they're just going to go see it to get their fix of him.
Yeah, and that's the thing is because, again, this show is such a phenomenon in so many different ways because, it's a very popular show. It really transcended the way television has done. Like you've never had the progression of like what Walter White has done in general with TV. But what it has also done is showing like the Netflix model, right? Some people, no, hardly anyone watched season 1 while it was out, and then once 2, 3. Now everybody, I can't tell you how many people now have. Oh, I just blew through 4 seasons. I just blew through 5 seasons.
They smissed it. They binge watched, and now the other thing that it's done is that it's launched so many careers, and I'm excited to see where they go because this feels almost like ER or something. ER took a lot longer. It was a lot slower of a burn to launch these careers, but now as soon as Breaking Bad ends, everybody wants to know what's the next thing that Aaron Paul's going to do. What's RJ going to do? What's Cranston, Anna Gunn, Dean Norris? What are they going to do?
What are they going to do now?
Off of, who got the Emmy? What's her name?
Anna Gunn.
Like she. I mean. I feel like that was definitely.
I thought
a dark
she looked
horse
good at
win
the ceremony too. I thought she's gotten in shape.
She got a sexy thing about her. All right, dude. Thank you so much for the call.
What? She got in
shape.
shape.
No problem. Giving a 10 for her.
Appreciate it, man. I mean,
she's way too hot to work at Buffalo Wild Wings. I'll tell you that much.
And also they're playing off of the race car stuff, and to see how it works with Aaron Paul, and I'd like to see him go. I don't know, like maybe just more of the hero and maybe not as dark as Jesse is. I'd like to see a little bit more from him, so it'll be fun to watch what he's a good actor.
My thoughts on that trailer are when it came out, I said I can't wait to watch this trailer. Yeah. And I'm still in that limbo period. Maybe I'll check it out during the break.
All right, cool. Let's see, it's 8:25. Let's take one more call, and then we will
redlining it.
Yeah, we'll come back. Hey, you're
pushing it.
Hey, you're in Schmoville. Who do we got?
Hey, my name is Sai from Lexington.
What's up, dude?
Also representing St. John's University in Queens.
Yeah, that's Queens.
Harlow's the whole neighborhood's calling
for me. Yeah, what's up, dudes? What do you got for us today?
I just want to shout out to Mark for the great Metallica review on YouTube. That was just fantastic.
Hey, I was in there too.
Hey, you know what?
Like an hour to go watch the movie tomorrow.
Oh, that warms my heart, man. What's your favorite Metallica song of all time? Give us that before we let you go.
Oh, Battery.
Very nice. You got that little acoustic thing. That was the best part of the Joseph Gordon-Levitt film Hesher is when he cranks Battery in his beat-up van. Thank you so much for the call.
Thank you, man. He was calling for you. See, Ellis?
Yeah. You know, he said I'd like to compliment Mark, and I was like, somebody saw me do some stand-up. Let's get their award. He's like, no, the Metallica review is good.
It's true. Great. I say it's a good story. A lot of stories here from Ken. A lot of stories from Schmoville.
Ken knocked it out of the park. His first time on the main channel. Schmoes know. Second time on the main channel. Schmoes know.
I will say, I missed you last week. You're my news muse, Mr. Mark Ellis.
Never look me in the eye when you say that again, you fucking weirdo. Get out of the studio for 5 minutes. That scared the hell out of me.
See, Ken? See?
Now he's not.
He's got that Robert Redford from Indecent Proposals there.
Ken, remember that next time. Remember that voice, that cutting thing that he just said to you when you choose your allegiance next time. I'm choking over my words. We'll be back in a little bit with... Who's our guest?
Bonnie's got a lot of videos.
Brandon Johnson.
Brandon Johnson, thank you. My brain is fried. I've been up since 4 in the morning. All right, guys, so we'll be right back just after a bit with Brandon Johnson.
Oh, I got this.
You don't know what this is.
Yeah.
Do you know what it is?
I do.
What do you got?
Is this
I know you're going to guess.
Speed Racer?
No.
Drive, Tron.
You got close.
Oh, it's that
movie you don't like.
That movie that I hate.
Yeah. God only forgives.
Place Beyond the Pines.
God only forgives.
God only forgives. Yeah.
Which I did not hate. But anyway, guys, it's the Schmoes Know Movies show. Myself, Christian Harloff, Mark Ellis, Tiffany Smith, and we are now joined by our very special guest, comedian Brandon Johnson.
Yes,
is here.
sir.
Brandon, what's up, man? How are you?
Sir.
Thanks so much for having me. I'm great.
Nice to have you.
I've been listening to a lot of Jay-Z and Kanye, and I'm going to start saying that this week. Just let me be great. I'm just trying to sit here, get my license renewed at the DMV. Just let me be great, lady.
That is greatness. I walk out of there with that license in my hand. Feels good.
Tell Jay-Z to stop asking so much money for Robinson Cano. That's the one thing. I mean, that is unbelievable.
Jay-Z doesn't actually control your New York sports teams.
He's trying to. He's trying to.
He got rid of the Nets.
Too much money. All right, Brandon, so we're here. We're going to talk about the brand new show.
Which show is that?
Well, you're going to, first of all, what you need to do for us is give us the right consonants in the right order of the show on Adult Swim.
Can I do it?
Yeah, you
let's
can
let Tiffany guess.
Tiffany's going to do it.
NTSF SDSUV.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, as far as I know, yes. I used to call it the N show, and then people were like, that's racist.
That's a little racist, but
so don't do that. And I was like, I mean, my favorite part of the show is the N on the show.
So the
It's
show,
not true. It's June.
The show is pretty much it's a spoof of the 24s, if you will, and shows of that nature.
The NCIS, the SVUs, the Law and Orders, the multiple cop shows.
It's so funny too. It is hysterical because I'm a huge Family Guy fan, and so when you watch Family Guy on Adult Swim, they run all the ads for all these other shows, and you just get hooked on those too.
Right.
Like that's like I got in Robot Chicken, and then your show. It's so hysterical. The commercials make me laugh.
Yeah, we're so lucky to be partnered up with Children's Hospital because that's they started it all. They're such a great show, and then to be on that same roster with them is amazing. 2-time Emmy winners, Children's Hospital, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, there you go. You've done a bunch of TV. I was looking at your IMDb because that's the stalker I am, and I saw you've done a lot of the 3-camera sitcoms too in front of live audiences, and you've done everything from like Frasier to King of Queens. Is there one in particular that you're like, oh man, I'm in the big time now? The one that really got you kind of nervous before you're going on stage?
I gotta say that the King of Queens is not me. That's that other Brandon Johnson.
What an asshole! Who asked you that question?
No, I love this dude. I love this dude because we saw each other at an audition and we were like, "You're the other Brandon Johnson." He literally is a white version of me.
All right, well, then let's
much
talk.
better looking.
How about we
Brandon
talk
Johnson.
about your show?
But yes, so back to me and mine, and not the other Brandon Johnson.
Well, your character's name.
Alphonse.
Yes. Now, here's a question. And I will give credit to the wild man, Josh McCougan, who's a very funny question here. It's, do you ever introduce yourself as Alphonse, for the ladies?
No. My fans, the fan of the NTSF is mostly dudes. So it's like a lot of doopies. I call those dude groupies. But to answer your question, I don't get that nervous when we're taping because I do so much live that's really what scares me to death. And I do a show called Lucha Vavoom. It's a Mexican wrestling show. That's terrifying.
Wow, Kenny, he's a wrestling fan like you.
Yeah.
I'll bring him in.
What's up,
Yeah, Kenny is a wrestling promoter.
You should come on down to Lucha Vavoom.
I love a lot of the guys you use. Joey Ryan. And
Joey Ryan! Look at you. When you make a brother's voice go up like that, he's excited. What? I got the day off! Are you crazy? I'm not the one getting fired! That's how it works.
Can you tell me how the show kind of came about? Like where the idea kind of spawned from? I know that obviously it was a spoof, but the initial process of how it all went down.
Well, everybody's a bunch of UCB people, Sheer and June, and they're great improvisers. And part of what we do is parody, so it was sort of natural that somebody take on those shows because nobody was really nailing them. And somebody had to because at some point the cop shows got a little too crazy. They're really pouring like green Kool-Aid into red Jell-O, and they're like, "This is a blood transfer." I'm like, no, it's not. It's not. It's art department working on a budget. But I believe that you caught that killer. So,
well, and it's funny you say that because on Comedy Central, and this is a good conversation to go back to what we were talking about last week, is that you can get away with, you can push the limits a little bit more on Comedy Central because again, like people kept recommending Brooklyn Nine-Nine to me, and apparently the first episode was really funny. I watched this last episode, and I think it suffered from what happens for most network shows. It wasn't as funny as I wanted it to be, and they could have pushed more limits, and that's why I think you guys at Comedy Central, like you were saying, you can do more there, and you can push a little bit more limits.
I want to do a shout-out from Comedy Central to Adult Swim. And just so I don't lose my job.
Sorry.
We did no research.
I did.
At least I got a Brandon Johnson. You're picking the wrong network.
Different networks. Yeah.
Just
So
stop bickering, boys.
I was
Let the man
prepared to
talk.
interview somebody named Brandon Johnson tonight. I get it all the time too. There's a Mark Ellis that plays second base for the Dodgers. And if people get drunk enough, they take pictures with me when they find out I'm Mark Ellis.
That's
awesome. Fantastic.
I
gotta get really drunk.
For Adult Swim.
Yes.
Them you say the same model is the fact that you can push limits, you can do what you want to do there. Like, do you feel that you're kind of blessed that you have more freedom there to do what you want to do?
The bonus is, like all good sex, our show is 15 minutes long, and that means that you don't have time to complain. It's pretty much over before you're like, I don't know if I like this. Get out of here! You're perfect.
Right.
You're perfect.
It's that the internet mentality, basically.
Yeah, and we're on so much that if you miss something, I mean, we're like The Simpsons in that you really do want to look in the background and see what's going on because there's so many funny signs, or like we make our background artists do so many crazy things in the middle. So if you watch one and you don't love it, like watch it again because there's probably something in there for you.
Yeah, there's always those like Easter eggs that
Yes.
multiple viewings you'll reap the rewards.
Well, and the cool thing about it, I got to come to the set for G4 when I was doing some stuff for Attack the Show, and just hanging out on set. It's such a fun.
Good day on the set, huh?
We had a good time, but I
Yes,
was like,
we did.
Everyone just is such a family vibe. Like everyone feels like a family there. People are bringing their kids. Everyone's having fun and laughing. What's it like there for you?
We have a blast because we really legitimately like each other. And sometimes we have to say to each other, stop cracking jokes so that I can get this take out. Because it's crazy when your boss is also your co-star and he's talking to you and you want to be like, hey, man, that's funny, man. Last night was funny, but I need to do this thing you paid me to do.
Well, you know, we also have, so our resident TV guy is the wild man Josh McCouga standing in the back here. And I know that he had
Does he have a musical cue for that?
He does,
like,
actually. We do have a musical cue for it. I don't know if the X-Men's got it queued up, but we have the Wild Man who wants to ask a couple questions.
Of course.
Wild Man, why don't you get in there and take Kenny's headphones? So there he is.
I had the wrong actor and Christian had the wrong network. Let's
Please,
see. Step up to the plate here.
I'm here to redeem the show at this point.
I'm going to do you guys like 6 degrees of separation. I'm Sidney Poitier's kid. I just want to stay at your house for a little bit, bring back a gay male hustler, and just fuck up your sheets. Fuck them up. They did that. That's the thing that made me actually want to be an actor is that I watched that play and I was a little hustler growing up and I was like, oh shit, this black dude hustled these rich white people. So I go up to the dude after the play and I'm like, hey man, were you like a hustler? Is that how you got this part, man? You was on the streets and they cast you? And he's like, actually, I'm a Harvard-trained actor. Oh, thick-ass black person. Go to acting school, man. I don't know why he inspired me, but I was like, oh, some punk ass like you can be an actor. I could probably do it too.
And where are you from originally?
St. Louis.
Oh,
A
okay.
little town called University City, Missouri. All the streets are named after colleges. So people would be like, can you tell me how to get to William Street? And I'm like, it ain't in this city. It's not in this city, dude. It's got to be Harvard. You got to make a left on Cornell.
Was that dude trained on that street?
We all wear a cap and gown around the city.
Yeah.
That's how you can tell.
The bus drivers have cap and gowns. Everybody's got it.
Who graduates in April? This is confusing.
McCougs, what do you got?
All right, so we met at the Screening Children's Hospital and everything. We were talking about coming on the show. We talked about Randy at that. And I know our fans have seen the sketch. Everybody loves that sketch. And it really didn't get a huge play in Funny People. Was there a cutting room floor kind of thing? What was that? Do you know anything behind?
I'm going to say, don't try to sell Judd Apatow's kids drugs. You know what I mean? Some people say that their careers are like just overnight. I'm like, I pretty much try to push people away. So once Judd actually met me when we were shooting, he was like, no. This has been funny, but you'll never be in my movies. Because I was in Get Him to the Greek, too.
Right.
And then they cut me out of that one, too.
What the?
Which was
No.
What is it? Yeah.
You're like their Matt Damon. They just keep getting promised these roles.
Do you
seriously
seriously
paper? He can pay me as much as he wants to cut me out.
do you start? That's a question. After you get cut out of the second Apatow film, I know you joked about it, but do you start to think maybe Apatow has something against you, or you're just like, that's the way it
Am
goes?
I getting punked here?
No,
You're still getting
nicely
cast.
done, sir.
Thank
Very
you.
Nice.
I'll
IMDb
sneak
callback.
in a couple
Punked.
winners every now and
Did
again.
it.
Yeah.
You don't know. You don't really care. You don't.
No.
No.
Okay.
You
I
don't
mean,
think
I
like
guess
that. What you think about is like you're trying to book as many dates
Yeah.
in a month as you possibly can, be it live or taping. So if I'm not like taping or shooting something, then I'm going to definitely be on stage doing something live. So
and you're on his radar. And you're on Apatow's radar.
I don't know. I mean, if I had that much money, I would not be thinking about me.
But you don't think
I'd be like, how can I get more gold dust on these prostitutes? And why aren't there lights in my bathtub?
you say that, but you're a funny dude. You definitely make an impact, and you know that he's the type of guy that pays a lot of detail to his movies, and he knows who he's casting. He probably just if you're in two movies, and I know he didn't direct Get Him to the Greek, but he produced it, and that element, I think he does have a lot involved. So I'm sure you'll see you finally pop up in an Apatow film. That's my Nostradamus.
Can you just give Christian his phone number so we can get this line of questioning done with?
Yeah.
I wish I had his phone number. If anybody out there has his phone number, call me.
Judd Apatow gave you the phone number like all girls give me phone numbers at bars, and then just call, and it's a laundromat.
Good.
I've seen every episode NTS. I mean, I watch all these. I was hanging out with Eric Andre today, and all the Adult Swim have been great to us.
Excellent.
With with PR and press and everything.
It's because they're out of Atlanta. They're good people.
Yeah, and it just seems like when you guys make a show, it would almost be like you put a camera here, put a camera here, put a camera here, and you guys just go nuts because you're all improvisers. Yeah. Is a lot of it scripted and kept a script, or do you guys go off script a lot?
Luckily, we're working with a bunch of other improvisers who really beat it out. So no, we don't have to.
That
improvise
sounded really
that much
inappropriate.
At all. We get in a room, we beat it out. Everybody looks at the debris,
slapping
jokes
around.
They're good, man. Like they're so good that you really don't have to do anything other than like get it out as best as you possibly can.
Tiffany,
I wish that I could improvise, but they're amazing at what they do.
Are you getting recognized now a lot more for that, or still from like the Randy sketch?
Most people see me from like Cops. I was on a roof on meth. People are like, "Aren't you the dude?"
In your cap and gown.
Right.
And the Emmy for Best Guest Star goes to.
I want to, if anybody has that footage, I'd like to meet the cops that saved my life that night.
You're all up there like, Ellis, I'm not the Brandon Johnson.
It's the other Brandon Johnson.
It's the other one.
I don't. The craziest thing is like I don't really get that recognized. I know it's crazy because I'm an international cable celebrity.
Yeah.
But when I do, people are like, "Oh, you're a shoplifter." Or, I got your picture in the back office, and I'm like, "No, I'm on TV. It's not."
How do I
not
know
a dude
you?
that passed a bad check at this Japanese restaurant.
That's generally how white people recognize. It's like that guy's either a felon or he's famous. I got to talk to him either way.
We have this thing called fight or fuck. When if a dude looks at you too long, you look at him and you're like, fight or fuck, dude. Because you are staring at me, bro. You are staring at me.
Is there a door number 3? That's a tough choice.
That's
Like
some tough shit.
like, can I just wave and walk
That's
out
tough.
the door?
Yeah. How much money is this going to cost me? No, we don't want your money. We want your ass, or we want to fight you.
You have A or B, no C. That's as serious as prison sex.
Oh my God.
That's really serious prison sex.
I heard it's fun. I heard it's nice in there.
Quiet.
So are you trying to pitch another show to Adult Swim? Something that's maybe like a little more your comedy kind of craziness, or?
I really feel like they've got me covered between I'm doing Rick and Morty, which is this animated cartoon. It's Dan Harmon's new show with Justin Roiland, who's amazing, and I play a teacher on that show, which is ironic because I dropped out of high school. So
You look very teachery tonight, though.
thank you very much.
You do have like
and you look like a student. Okay, let us.
Was that Sidney Poitier?
No, it's Bill Cosby.
I'm Sidney Poitier's kid.
That was not. That was Bill Cosby?
I think he was doing Cosby.
I'll take you to Black Malibu.
What part of Malibu is Black Malibu?
All I'm going to tell you is it's the part that's able to move quickly. Move quickly.
Do you ever feel like being on a show that is so heavily improv, if you show up one day and you're kind of off your game? Like, what do you do on those days?
Off my game?
There has to be.
Off my game?
I mean, there
coach.
has to be a day.
I'm a coach. That's how much game I have. Some people consider me an owner. I'm never going to be off my game. Oh, no, I can't believe you brought that up.
I apologize for her. We would never think that you'd be off
Christian
your
thought
game.
you were Comedy Central. She brings up off your game.
Everybody's got a bad day.
That's like when people come up to you and they're like, that's a lovely dog. That is a beautiful dog. They only live 9 years.
No, but I'm like, where it's a show where you're not coming in with a lot of script and where you're just like, okay, everyone just has a day where they're
Maybe you're out partying all night the night before and you came in and you didn't feel like being at work that day. You're still an improvisational genius, but you didn't feel like being on the set.
Look at Mark. He's just digging the hole. He's just filling it back up.
We need flaws on this program. We want to get into your soul.
The only thing that could screw me up on a set is sobriety.
That's not a problem at Adult Swim.
Do you guys get a little?
Where's his magic hat?
Is there a lot of weed smoking? Do people get fucked up at all during the shooting? At all? Does it happen? Like, I guess you can get away with that more during cable shows than you can say.
I would think so.
I mean, I will tell you some stories about people doing drugs on the set, and
Sorry,
see how
everyone's
crazy that
faces
is?
look
Isn't
so
that crazy?
serious.
I love it.
People trying to get me fired.
I don't necessarily.
We don't really mess around because here's the deal: like, it's really serious and hard work, and you don't want to let the camera crew down because you're all effed up on goofballs. And I
appreciate.
And also remember that it only takes a month and a half for our show to shoot, which is a lot shorter than rehab. So if you can make it the month and a half, you don't have to spend 90 days in rehab.
Then it's party time. Yeah, then you're off the clock.
I appreciate the political answer for sure. I also think
I'm high right now.
I do think there's times
I'm drinking coffee.
Look, we're all in the comedy scene, and we know that people get fucked up. They do their things too, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes the guy does it too much, and you get him off there.
Yeah.
But what it seems like to hear from Brandon is it's a very tight knit group. You guys know each other really well, and it just the vibe works. And
it does. But I'm also going to say to the kids out there that yes, there's a lot of drugs in Hollywood, but at the tippy top of Hollywood, there are no drugs. People are not fucking around. Ron Howard's not fucking around. Brian Grazer's not fucking around.
Oh no, dude! I did blow with that guy
on the set of Apollo
Hooters.
13.
Yeah.
Okay,
well, Kevin Bacon was sloppy.
See how I just cost them their job?
Yeah,
I think
that's how
it's also a thing too. Like when you're on the set of a TV show, that's like a lot of hours to put into shooting and stuff, and you can't really be boozing. Now, when you're doing a live sketch or like when you're at UCB or you're going on stage, there's an easier. You know when to self-medicate if that's kind of your bag,
right?
You know, like I'll have a drink before I go on stage. I'll take a hit before I go on stage, or when I get off stage, I can do that to relax. What are you smiling for, Tiffany? I'm not the only one.
You're saying so much. You're saying it's so much from experience. I feel as you're saying.
I don't do. I'll be honest with you. I don't really fuck around before I go on stage. It's a process.
I don't beforehand, but afterwards, then it's
party time.
You get a little fun. Yeah.
Do you guys do an NTSF like a? I mean, obviously not the episode, but live. Do you guys all perform live together often?
Oh, yeah,
we do because we go to festivals like TV festivals.
Oh, nice.
In, lovely Austin, Texas. Keep it weird.
Yeah,
and,
6th Street.
And 6th Street. Googly moogly.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And I'm from a college town.
Yeah.
I'm from a college town, so I know the lay of the land.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, this bar is good.
Yeah. I went to Austin, and it was kind of like when they opened up the gates of heaven. I was like, I made it, guys.
Yeah.
It really is America at its finest.
Austin's that college town that you don't feel old walking around the college bars when you clearly have graduated.
Yeah.
Not everybody's judging you.
Look, I never feel old. All I say is, look, I might be old, but I got products. You come over, spend the night at my house, it's going to be like $1,000 mattress. You get a Clinique in the morning. There will be breakfast. We're going to a real breakfast. I'm not taking you to Denny's. I'm an old man, but I'm going to treat you right. I got insurance and shit. You know what I mean? Something happened to you at my house, I get you new teeth or whatever. You know what I mean?
Experience costs.
That's right. These young dudes,
I'm a little
go jump
terrified
into a
of the
beat-up
fact
Honda.
that he was just like, if anything happens at my house, like will you lose your teeth.
Oh man,
I think Tiffany should
Johnson.
take a tour of the Johnson residence. You're going to see a lot of items in the Sharper Image magazine.
I'm kind of terrified. I don't want to lose my teeth.
He's got the white Brandon Johnson locked in the
Brandon,
basement.
so you spent a lot of time in these college towns then too.
Yes,
Right.
I toured with Second City. I hit every state.
Give me
in
the
the country.
craziest story that you can remember when you were at one of these college towns. The craziest thing that happened to you when you were there.
So, I'm murdering this old lady. That's just the start of it, okay? Her family comes home. And I'm like, oh, that's why I smell turkey. It's Thanksgiving. No, this is the craziest one. I was in Illinois. I'm from Missouri. You think I'd know Illinois. I'm in Illinois, and we do this great show at this college, and they're like, the ratio in this town is 6 dudes to 1 girl.
Ooh.
And I'm like, oh, okay, well, what's the big deal? So we go out after the show to drink. We're out in the street, and there's like maybe 4 streets full of college kids, mostly dudes, and just fight starts to break out. Like Game of Thrones, crazy. And we're in our
Red
van,
wedding.
and then they start rocking the Second City touring van, not because they knew we were the people who did the show for them that they loved earlier, but just because they were like, no, we moved things so we can fight. I was like, so let me get this straight. Every weekend, y'all dudes just fight to impress women? And they're like, yeah, with boners. It was the most aggressive place ever. It felt like a Star Trek.
6 to 1. That's like a sociological experiment, you know?
Maybe
That's,
I should move there.
I think, too, it's like, what's in your head that makes
Yeah.
you be like, girl, I'm going to this. This is 6 to 1. I'm going to be the only dude in this whole place. Oh, there's a lot of girls there. 6 dudes to 1 woman. Ooh, I can't wait to go to a co-ed college. You're a liar.
And the one dude that gets a girl, he's like, "Do you guys see what I did?" And then another dude just crack across the face with 2x4. Like, you can't win here.
Right.
You can't win.
It was Cro-Magnon versus Neanderthal.
Yeah.
yeah, how do you go on a date? Like, hey, do you want to come back to my place and lock the doors and windows?
But you know, and you guys are standing off to the side watching, like naming people and giving them character names. As
We're in the van. We didn't even get out of the van.
No.
It was
that
bedlam.
nuts, huh?
It was bedlam.
That
It's
is
crazy.
awesome. Here with Brandon Johnson. And
I had
we're
sex
talking
with 2 girls, though, and that town wants to kill me now.
That is amazing.
I got a question about doing live improv, because it seems to be one of those things where you have to really trust who you're on stage with, because if somebody else is kind of a dead fish, then nobody's getting out alive that night. So how are you able, because you seem like such a funny dude on your own, how are you able to kind of put your faith in somebody else to do the yes-anding and all the stuff that comes with doing professional improv?
It doesn't work unless you completely suspend any idea that you had before.
Yeah.
So you really have to be like in a crazy open place in order for the scenes to occur. You know, you're standing on stage, and in a touring company, we would do shows that had sometimes 4,000 to 5,000 people. And you're looking at somebody, and you're surfing this audience together, and you're looking over, and all you can think is, I have your back no matter what you say, because there's 4,000 people who will change their mind instantly if we don't cooperate.
Yeah, it's just you got to shoot the same curl, or else because I've seen it live. It just turned to shit because somebody thinks, oh, I got to put this team on my back, and it's like, no, that's just not the way that sport works.
There's also this great California term called "break yourself."
I've heard about that in the trade.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, it's great because what it literally means is like, break the part of you that is saying no to me right now, or it's going to be very painful for you.
See here, I
so
thought
when
it was
a really
like
big dude looks at you as like, break yourself, he means, I know you're about to throw a punch. Don't do that.
Right.
So when you improvise, that's what you're sort of chanting is like, no matter what I think, it is wrong unless I'm listening to the other person.
Yeah.
And before every episode, Vince Gilligan comes on and he says, break yourself!
Yeah, exactly.
I will tell you, if you're trying to sell fake watches, it's the same mentality. You know?
So, all right, Brandon, where can Schmoville go ahead and find this? I know we obviously know from all the research that I did that it is not on Comedy Central.
What is Comedy Central?
Yeah. And I know from the research I did that Brandon Johnson is not a white fella.
Yeah. So Brandon Johnson is a...
Yes, I am if it comes to bills.
Yeah. You can find it on Adult Swim. What time is this show on?
Our show is on at 12:15 on Thursdays.
Thursdays?
Put it on your DVR.
Yeah, DVR, Adult Swim.
The greatest part about the Adult Swim shows is the fact that it's 15 minutes of television. In reality, it's about 12 minutes. I've kept pretty much every episode on my DVR, and it takes up no space.
That's right. We're DVR friendly. That's what we like to say.
And I watch, and the greatest part is, it's the greatest lunch show, because I'll watch 4 episodes, and I'll be like, done.
That's
It's awesome. It's perfect.
That's awesome.
Where's your favorite live spot in LA to do comedy? If the kids are local, they can go out and see you.
I do love the UCB Los Angeles. Get in there, get down there, because they just lost 5 people to SNL, so they're cranking them out. Get in there for $5. You get to see Sarah Silverman and everybody who's amazing right now.
And where are you traveling? If there's, we have a lot of listeners that actually ask
Not
right
Illinois.
now.
After this,
where are you going to be?
I'm going to be doing a tour of crack houses.
And meth labs,
if
too.
If
you're a Breaking Bad
if
fan.
you're in a building right now, it doesn't have windows, check the calendar. I'm coming.
You make it seem so class, like you're in there with a clipboard, like, oh, okay.
So he's basically in Low Winter Sun.
Yeah, okay, got it. But are you traveling as of right now, or
no?
No,
I'm not going any place. Thieves.
Can they find you? Can they find you on Twitter or Facebook?
I mean, if you're a girl, you should club. You know, I'm at the clubs. I'm clubbing hardcore right now. I got this
think he
Adult
might
Swim
have just
money.
looked at me when he said that.
Yeah, of course he did.
I'm gonna ask you out after this raps.
All right, this guy.
Tiffany doesn't go to
I don't know if you guys,
church.
whoever's watching this online, man, y'all lucky.
Brandon, thank you so much for joining us, dude. You got to come back again. The Schmoville is going bananas for you.
Yeah,
You're really fun. Thank you so much.
Anytime the door is open, you know that shit that went down in Illinois. That's what happens at the end of every show. With your show.
There's 6 dudes and one girl in there.
Hello.
She kicks all our asses.
That's how I roll.
All right, guys. Here at Brandon Johnson, check out his show again on not fucking
Adult Swim on the Cartoon Network at 12:15 on Thursdays.
Literally start throwing punches at me at the end of this. One of those days. It is an Adult Swim Thursday night.
NTSF.
Yes, 12:15.
SUV.
And
it's a lot of letters. It's a show on Adult Swim. You're going to love it.
Yes. Again, Brandon, thank you so much for joining us. Please come back and see us again.
I had a blast. Thank you.
All right, guys. All right, we'll be back in just a minute. Daniela McBride coming back at 9 o'clock, as well as our review of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Schmoville!
Very quiet.
Yeah, look, I love that we have scores, you know, on the show, but can we cue them up in the middle of the score as opposed to just listening to the beginning of a movie every time? It's like everybody gets really quiet,
Johnny,
then we hear
you see what
one
I deal
violin.
With? You see like a grouchy,
Wait, I couldn't even tell.
I'm just saying, like a Ride the Lightning. You get right in, you get right out. You're
That's
back
why
on
he's upset, 'cause
with
Metallica's
the
not playing.
Schmoes No Movies podcast. Welcome back, everybody. We just had a great time with
so
Brandon Johnson, a hysterical young man. Again, check out NC NTSFSVDU on Adult Swim.
On Adult Swim.
On
at
the Cartoon
12:15?
Network. 12:15 on Thursday nights. Back here, Mark Ellis, Christian Harloff. I will be at the La Jolla Comedy Store this weekend, Friday and Saturday in San Diego. If you're down there, come out, check out the shows, 8 and 10:30 both nights.
Yeah.
And now a word from resident pugilist Christian Harloff.
That's right, guys. Last week I mentioned to you guys about my friend Kevin, who he has a boxing boot camp, and it's amazing. This guy trained me for a little bit, and he kicked my ass, and he's really good. But he's really good. And I told you, he snaps a jab. The guy knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's got a fundraising campaign right now going on INDIEGOGO.com to open a fitness gym so he can kick my ass even more, to be honest with you.
We were dealing with a lot of letters on this show already with the NCFs. So can you give that one more time?
INDIEGOGO.com. And he's basically raising money to open a fitness gym so they can kick my ass. And honestly, there will be great gifts and perks for everybody if you donate. Every dollar counts. Just make the smallest donation. That'll help. Go in and type in Body Boxing Boot Camp in the search bar. You can also go to www.3BB Bootcamp to check him and the boot camp out and see what kind of ass kicking this guy does.
All right, so if I donate money, you're saying I can show up and just throw punches at you? Like, it should be like a dunk tank
me.
thing.
You can't kick my ass.
But I'm saying we should just show up, and whoever wants to just throws a haymaker at you.
Throw it at him. See how well you do.
Not him, you.
No, I don't want to fight you right now. All right, let's talk about what
It sounds like you did.
Honestly, it does. It was because of last week.
This whole Bonnie video thing.
You see, you and the Bonnie video thing. I know you have something to do with it, but we're going to move on from that, and we're going to talk about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. This is going to be a live. Right now, you and I are going to do our review of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Then we're going to turn it back to the studio. We're going to have our guest Daniela McBride joining us. Tiffany Smith will also talk about it.
You get nervous? It's very rare that we have a bunch of hot chicks watch us do our review live. Yeah.
All right, so let's start the review. We're going to put this on the YouTube channel tomorrow.
Oh, that looks so much better with just the two of us.
I know, it's like old school.
Miss
All
you,
right.
Tiff.
Ready, Mark?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Give it up.
So rude.
Hello, Schmoville. Well, it is time, Mark. We are going to be reviewing the brand new pilot from Joss Whedon based off the Avengers, the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Very excited to review this. I did not see it. I'm
totally
kidding. No, I'm totally kidding. I did. I forgot to DVR it,
right.
but I watched it on iTunes. And like I said before, I'm not huge into watching superheroes in live action on TV.
Yeah.
Having said that, I enjoyed watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. for what it was.
I didn't love it.
Well, I didn't. I'm not going to propose to it. I'm not going to Jared, but I enjoyed it.
Here was my problem with it was the fact that you're getting all the hype of Marvel right now. Okay, all these, the way that the tone is and the way they've set up through Captain America and Thor and all these movies, especially the Avengers, the way they capitalized.
They haven't missed in a while.
No, they haven't. So this show to me felt like it could have been on the WB or whatever right after Smallville. The characters, I didn't connect to anybody except Coulson. Didn't understand why he was alive, and then I realized why. When that was because they needed someone to root for, because none of these characters you can root for.
Well, I think that with Coulson, they brought him back because that is the link to the Avengers movie. Because, like, let's face it, if you're going to the Avengers store, who are you going to buy? Bob Downey for $30 million? Or you're going to buy Clark Gregg for, a bucket of chicken?
It's absolutely understandable why they did that, but the casting beyond that, they got model-like people throughout the whole entire thing that no one's really delivering with any authority whatsoever. You don't remember any of these people.
It sounds like you hated this.
I dislike it the more and more I talk about it because it's cheesy. And one of the things, too, is because Joss Whedon, I love the guy. I think that he is very talented, okay? But when they're throwing this godlike thing at him, he's the Thor of the comic book universe right now. That's what everyone's saying.
You think he's getting that crazy surgeon mentality where he's playing God?
No, but I think that the people who are drinking the Kool-Aid need to relax a little bit because they're doing, if you're going to give him this Tarantino guy who hits every time he's out there, or Scorsese every time he hits, you got to hit every time, and he just didn't hit. It missed. So for me, I'm going 2.5 out of 5 schmoes.
I think Joss Whedon is like a great coach in the NFL where, if you give him a lot of talent to surround him, he's going to take his team to the Super Bowl. If you give him the B team or the C team, which is what he's got with S.H.I.E.L.D., he's good enough, and this team is good enough to get you into the playoffs as a wild card. I had the same problem with this as I did with X-Men First Class, where I liked watching it, but again, these aren't your varsity mutants or your varsity superheroes. They're the JV team.
Yeah.
However, I thought the tone was fun. It didn't take itself too seriously. Clark Gregg I thought was great as Agent Coulson, and the young lady whose name escapes me who played Skye in it, she was really good with the comedy. She really impressed me.
See, that was my. I
thought she was funny.
One of my biggest problems. Again, it's like they're going on the series. They bring extremists back into this thing, and it just seemed jokey. Every 5 seconds, it's like, oh, this could be serious. Let me see someone like the girl who's following after S.H.I.E.L.D. and they recruit her. Let her be like Rooney Mara in the Girl from Dragon 2. She's kind of beaten down. She's
she
withered.
Costs money.
That
woman costs a lot of money.
Rooney Mara. I'm talking talking about someone like her.
Okay.
Someone who's been in the muck. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
is there. So anyway, what's your score on this thing?
I'll give it 3 out of 5.
All right, 2.5.
It's fresh.
So that, you guys, Schmoville, comment below. Tell us what you think of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Did you like it? Did you hate it?
Are you sure you're giving 2.5? Because it's feeling like a 1 from you.
No, because it's not a 1. I thought it's again. I'm going to watch a second because I like the fact that what's the back and forth. How does the Avengers and the Marvel universe connect?
Yeah.
That's the type of stuff will be fun, and it is a TV show, so there's always room for improvement. I just hope that it doesn't go down this joke thing.
Yeah, because jokes are stupid. Yep. Okay, now with all that out of the way, something we both give 5 out of 5 schmoes to.
What do we got?
Our next guest.
All right, good segue,
That's
guys.
how you do it
Now we
on
would
radio.
like to introduce in the studio. Joining us for the very first time in Schmoville, Daniela McBride, actress, hostess extraordinaire. How are you, Daniela?
Thanks, guys. I'm so excited to be here.
Nice to have you here. All right, so we were just talking a little bit about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Did you happen to see the show?
No.
Okay.
So I was like completely lost in translation a little bit.
That's okay.
But I was like feeling the vibes in the reviews, so I was unsure about what I should do.
Yeah, here's my thing too. Is that with something like that, or with anything, is that sometimes like we got 2 very gorgeous women that we're on the show with, right? And sometimes it's hard to suspend disbelief that it's like you're too good looking to be a superhero or to be somebody that can kick that much ass or crack jokes like that. However, there are some people that are multi-talented, can be funny and hot at the same time. I mean, I'm living proof.
I mean, Tiffany, you are the resident. You are the resident.
It
comic
was
book.
so hard for me to keep my mouth shut. While
I know.
you guys were talking.
So I'm gonna give. That's why I want to give you your say here. What did you think overall? I know that you're going to keep watching it,
of course,
obviously.
Yeah.
So did you love it? Were you underwhelmed? What were your
I
take?
really liked it.
Okay.
I think that we all went in with such high expectations because of the Avengers, and we have to remember that it's a TV show, not a movie. And when you look back at some of the other stuff that Whedon has done, I'm going to just say this. I don't think he's the greatest when it comes to the pilot, but he builds. And so I think that it is going to get a lot better. I think there was a lot they were having to deal with where it's like, okay, we're dealing with people who don't read comics. We're going to try and get them invested. We're dealing with people who have seen the movies. Are they going to remember everything?
Right.
I was happy that they didn't put known actors in it, that they're really starting with people that you don't have a connection to, that you're getting to know.
That wasn't my problem.
I mean,
that wasn't my problem.
I mean, Ming-Na is not an unknown actress.
No, it was good to see her back.
I
Yeah,
know,
she's on that Steven Seagal direct-to-DVD kind of train.
But the one thing that I agree with
there was definitely some cheese.
Yeah, but I'm going to agree with you. There is a lot more to build on for sure.
Yeah.
But what I want to disagree with is as far as not the fact that not a movie, so they can do it's network television, and it shows the difference between network and cable. You would have seen a completely different tone and shift had it been on, like, say, HBO.
But here's the thing: it's Marvel,
Yeah,
and Marvel is not like where you were saying that you wish that girl was like muckier and dirtier. That's like when you're talking comics, that's DC's world. Marvel is shiny and pretty and happy and funny, and you know, so it would be weird if you had that girl.
You read comic books.
I guess just less.
Do I?
All right, Daniela. So, are you a comic book girl at all? What's your type of movie? What gets you going?
Oh, that's a hard one. I love comedies.
Ellis.
But I have to admit, I mean, come on, I went on The Bachelor. I'm a
Yeah.
hopeless romantic too. So I love those, like The Notebook's a classic.
You believe all that stuff.
Wait, can I say I'm obsessed with Clueless? It's amazing, and that's like
It is
an
a good
all-time
one.
favorite.
Okay.
The movie?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, because there was also a TV show.
I also watched the TV
Movie.
show.
I would not watch TV show.
I
The
watched
movie was
both.
good.
All right. Well,
Now, one thing freaks me out about Clueless, though, and you've seen the movie a number of times. Aren't Alicia Silverstone and Paul Rudd like cousins in that movie? And they also make out at the end? Like, I'm from the South, and I had a problem with that.
They're like they're step siblings.
Exactly.
Still
it's
weird.
a little awkward.
Yeah.
And I remember I live over in Marina Del Rey, and there was a movie night outside, and there's all these kids watching, and I'm thinking, this is a little awkward.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like so funny. It's such a good one.
It is. All right, so there are a lot of classic comedies out there. We've talked about. Remember, we had our whole romantic comedies. We had favorite comedies, and Clueless has definitely been on the board before.
I'm famous for my love of rom-coms.
You love rom-coms
I believe in
as
that
well,
shit
yeah.
for 2 hours, and then I realize it's not real.
That's right.
But for that time in the theater,
Ellis.
my God, it's fun.
Speaking of what's real and not real, Daniela mentioned The Bachelor. Now, you were on The Bachelor last season.
Yes.
Now, we have talked about TV shows at a great length here. We've talked about movies, but in regards to TV, we've never really covered the reality spectrum of it all.
No, and I've been a casual observer of The Bachelor, you know, here and there. Like, I'll get into it for a couple episodes, and then I'll just realize most of these people, it's hard to root for them because they just, for lack of a better term, they just kind of shit the bed when it comes to romance. You know,
Sometimes.
they do something, they get drunk, they make a mistake.
No, I don't think that maybe Bachelor Pad more than Bachelor Bachelorette. Like this.
I feel like the first. Okay, so I'm going to admit something.
Yeah.
I've probably seen every episode of every season of The Bachelor.
Okay, so then you remember Daniela?
I do.
Okay.
Now, how did Daniela do?
Yeah, how did Daniela do? How far did Daniela go?
What I was going to say is I feel like the first episode is where like the shit hits the fan.
True.
Because
Yeah.
everyone gets drunk. Well, not everyone.
Someone.
The smart girls don't get drunk.
Right.
Yeah.
Other people get wasted and do embarrassing things, and that's all you remember them
let's
for.
hear Daniela.
Yeah, so let me just say the first night is the most nerve-wracking night of your entire life.
Yeah, I'm
We're
sure.
in the limo, we want drinks, we want some water, we're getting out, and there's no retakes, okay?
Right.
So I'm thinking I'm getting out of this, and I just have to look at him, and this is going to be good. And at the same time, I did a corny handshake because I'm thinking, okay, I got to do something.
What'd you do? Fist
Something
pump?
memorable.
I would have gone with the
I
the
did
pound.
like this weird handshake. It was like up in the air, down below. Wait, but then there's like another story.
Wow, you're not shy.
I was like not shy, but then afterwards I get inside and I'm like, I screwed it up.
Right.
Like I totally screwed
But
it
it
up.
worked. You stuck around for a long time.
I know, but I don't even know how because I was crying that night. I was a nervous wreck.
I got an idea as to why you stuck around for so long. Yeah, no, but she's a hot girl,
She's
but
a hot chick.
because you want to be on this show because it's a TV show and it can kind of put your star on the rise a little bit. But you also said that you're a big rom-com fan and you believe in finding true love. So
I love this rom-com, by the way.
He
This
loves
is a new phrase.
Rom-
It's like
you never heard
hashtag
rom-com?
rom-com.
Really?
Yeah.
You never heard rom-com before?
yeah, no, I'll hashtag the shit out of
I'm
some rom-coms.
so new to this.
Yeah.
But like,
Okay.
so if you're a pie chart, what percentage of you is saying, "Hey, I'm a competitor. I'm here to win this show, and I'm going to do whatever it takes." I'll get in bed or in the hot tub with whoever I have to do. And then the other part is like, well, I also want to come off as classy,
Right.
And I want to see if I really have a connection with this guy. And if I don't, then screw it. I don't need to win that bad. So where were you on that spectrum?
So, number one, I went into the experience thinking, this is fun.
Yeah.
Like, sure, it's the only reality show I would have ever gone on. And I was thinking it's the classiest one. But at the same time, I was single. And I was thinking, okay, they approached me about it when I was younger. And I couldn't do it. I was like 21. And then I'm thinking 3 years later, I'm like still single. I'm like, okay, so it's time to maybe go on The Bachelor.
So do you want me back? Because I'm ready.
Yeah.
So I basically went on to it thinking this will be fun. And I did it. And honestly, I will say that it is real. Like you do want to find love, like hoping that I had a connection with him, which he was a cool guy and I was like attracted to him, but I had no connection with him. You know what I mean?
But and you do, and you start to form a connection with the girls when you're there too, and the friends, and that's kind of one of the
Really?
reasons. Yeah,
I thought girls hated each other in real life, much less in reality TV.
Who did you hate on the show?
Well,
Be
my
honest.
season, to be honest, I mean, there was just a couple weirdos, I would say. Like Amanda, she just had this
Weirdo?
devil
That-
vibe.
Fuck,
I
don't get me
How much
started
of that,
on Amanda.
though, is like really the editing and
I
just
will-
getting a girl who's not like.
I'll tell you
there
what,
are
there are
days
a
where
lot of
I don't
crazy
want to
people on
talk
that show.
much, and you get filmed and you're the resting bitch face where it's just like if you're just sitting there and you're a nice girl and you just have that blank face and then they're like
No.
they just shoot you every time you
No,
have that face.
they're gonna take what you give them as far as look. You may get a shot or here, but as far as your personality is what they're gonna show.
Yeah, but
and I
you
think
talk
can
about
agree with
resting
that.
bitch face.
Yeah.
That's a hashtag. Is resting
I would say
bitch
that.
face.
Yeah.
I mean, the one thing people always ask me is like, is it really real? And I will say, The Bachelor is 100% real. Like, it's the crazy Tiara. She's crazy. You know what I mean? But it's like I sat next to her on a plane, and I remember saying like, she was actually nice to me, and I was like, girl, why don't you just be like this in the house? Like, you're not that bad. But it's just the fact that, like, they see her crazy because she's, like, obsessed with Sean and she doesn't want to talk to us, But whatever. I don't care about talking about her.
No, that's right. What I've heard on this show as well, too, during, like, it's the stuff they can't show, is that there's a lot of movie talk. All the time, like through like.
What do you mean?
Well, when you're not shooting and stuff that you can't show on TV, like in your downtime, when you don't have to talk about your feelings or whatnot, you're
just the girls hanging
they
out.
talk about feelings the whole time.
I have known and heard that there's a lot of talk about Anchorman a lot of time that pops
Oh,
up here and there, like movies that pop up. What are some of the movies that you would find yourself bringing up and stuff? Like, again, I know you mentioned The Notebook and stuff, but there's other movies that you love. Like what's out there? Who do you like? Which actors, actresses? Who's in your top right now?
Oh, my top
Yeah.
Well, I'm a huge fan of like Rachel McAdams. I think she's so phenomenal, like as an actress.
You know what you got to do? You got to invest in the DVD, like the Blu-ray of The Notebook, If you don't have it, I
Oh,
know a guy who's got
do
it
it.
because they have her screen test for
Oh
the
my
Notebook
God.
on
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
and
It's
the
on YouTube.
screen
Yeah,
test
it's on YouTube.
is better than the actual fucking scene in the movie.
She
I
has
was
to break down
bawling.
and hug Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
at the
She's
end of
so
it. Yeah.
good. I actually
So good.
saw she has an audition tape online.
That's
you can
probably
listen
it.
to.
Yeah, that's
It's
probably
unreal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Hold on, you guys. Ken is YouTubing the video right now.
I love it.
He just held up his
so
phone to me. He was
good.
like,
Yeah.
It's like you want to cry just watching her. But I also am obsessed, obviously, with Leo.
Yeah.
And then Channing Tatum's another one of my big favorites.
Yeah.
And then Russell Crowe's like phenomenal.
Just don't let him throw a phone at you. Other than
Yeah.
that, you'll be all right. So.
Oh, does he throw phones?
Yeah, he threw a phone at a bellboy like a couple years ago. He got pissed off. And he
No
had to
That's
toss
right.
the
Well,
phone.
in fairness, the bellboy does have a resting bitch face.
That's true. He said,
Yeah.
"Take that bitch."
there
face."
are
It's true.
there's definitely girls. You guys know this. There's girls where it's just like when they're not thinking about stuff and they're just sitting there, their blank face looks
No,
mean.
I have a resting mean face, and I try to hide. That's why I smile so much because I have a resting face. It's like, hey, don't talk to me, or I'll bite your head off.
And
But
who's the main girl on Hunger Games? I'm obsessed
Jennifer
with her.
Lawrence?
Jennifer
Yeah,
Lawrence.
yeah, absolutely.
She is my favorite
She's a
girl,
looker.
too.
Yeah,
She's awesome.
Jennifer Lawrence is another one too.
Yeah.
So, we're here with Daniela McBride, who we're talking about not only her time on The Bachelor and movies that she enjoys. She's also going to be our Bachelorette, which I thought was appropriate for our Celebrity Dating Impression Game. That is a Schmoville favorite. That'll be coming up in just about 15 minutes. Schmoville, you guys, just as always, we're going to be doing a Ripped Apparel giveaway.
Yeah.
What you will do is you will choose who you want to represent you. If that person wins, if Daniela picks them as her Bachelor, you will win a free
Or
Ripped Apparel shirt.
Bachelorette.
Or Bachelorette. You're right.
I swear I'm going to make it past round one.
Yeah, maybe. Well, now you just sold it. So we're going to do that in just a little bit. But before we do that, Daniela is also a hostess. She's been even before you were on The Bachelorette. That's what you did. So
did.
how did you get into
a
that
hostess, like a Perkins
no,
or
grabs
something
the
on that
mic
order?
and interviews
Like a
celebrities.
presenter.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I love that you guys know this about me. Yeah. So
We do a lot of talking.
You creep.
I always, so I was, I basically interned for Ryan Seacrest when I was an undergrad and for E! And then I also interned with CBS Entertainment Tonight and The Insider. And then I started interviewing on the red carpet, like doing some stuff for my school. So I was like the main
Right.
TV reporter
Yeah.
for my school. And then I hosted a webisode show in San Francisco where it was about like nightlife
Is that where you're from?
entertainment.
Where are you
yeah,
from?
I'm from San Francisco.
Okay.
So yeah, I did like nightlife entertainment and like news in LA and Vegas.
Wow, you worked harder than I ever have.
Yeah.
Like, she interned under the right guy with Seacrest,
Yeah.
though, because that guy is just... Say we won about Seacrest. I don't know if he ever hit on you, which some reports are...
Did he? Did he ever hit on you? Be honest.
Well, he
I
may
think
not. That may not be
what's
his
so
speed.
funny? I was brunette when I interned for him.
He only likes any.
I
But
think
were
he
you a
likes
guy when you
blondes. But I
interned for him?
definitely-
Stop it.
That's like, if she was a man, then maybe he hits on her.
Maybe.
But
No.
the guy is such a professional host.
He-
Like anything that like when Sacha Baron Cohen did the Ashes thing on him, that guy just handles his shit so
He's-
well.
Well, and I'm
So
not gonna lie,
good.
as a host, I was
Finstock.
in the E offices,
Oh, yeah.
and when I went into there was a moment where I was in the elevator and he came in at the last second. It was just me and him, and I
Lucky
was like,
you, yeah.
"What do I say?" Like where it's somebody that you look up to for what you want to do, and you're like, "He does such a great job at it." Did you have any moments where you were like, "Oh my god, can I talk to you about hosting and get some tips?" Or
I mean, the
and
one
when
thing
I say tips, I mean real career tips, not
Well,
anything.
He
else.
was-
you
I
had that
will-
dirty nothing.
I
Yeah.
will say,
People
like,
get dirty tonight,
he
too.
was so. I was one of his first interns he ever had.
Wow.
And I will say that he actually was like the nicest guy, but he was just a workaholic.
Yeah.
So I barely ever saw him. But when there was like small like birthday parties or in a group, he was like, hey, and I actually, this is the funniest story. I actually ended up being on American Idol, like having his ticket next to his mom, and
Wait,
he like
actually on the show?
This was like
Sitting in the
bizarre.
audience.
Oh,
I
got it,
kind
got
of like his assistant he worked for. Okay, I'm gonna say this on air. She was a little
Crazy.
crazy. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, like embarrassing to say
Why
it, but all
crazy,
a minute.
though? Why crazy?
She was just like I was like Devil's Wear Prada. I was like, get me out of here. But at the end of the day, I was like, she's like, you want to go to American Idol? And I was like, sure. Like I hated. I was.
This
like,
feels like a
ugh.
trap, but
so
yes.
I went. and
I
she's
have to
like-
sit next to you for like
she's-
8 hours.
She told me not to like talk to
Anybody?
like not to really talk. I was gonna be sitting next to Ryan's mom.
Oh, okay.
So get this: the cameras come and they do a whole segment with like Ryan, and he's like, "Hey, what's up?" And he realized I was there, and his mom, and I ended up being on American Idol.
And the assistant went apeshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
awesome.
didn't talk to me the next day. She didn't say a word.
Oh, wow. All right, we'll get her on the show. You guys can have a back and forth, too. That would be great.
Yeah.
What's she doing now?
Yeah, I'll probably never be able to work there again.
All right, we're here with Daniela McBride. We're talking Crazy Assistants. We're talking rom-coms.
And The Bachelor. And if I can ask one more question about this show, because the whole world fascinates me. I don't really believe a lot of it to be true. You can say it's 100%. I think it's more around 38.
Yeah.
When during the rose ceremony, like, how nervous are you?
Look at you.
I was like, I love it that he knows about the rose ceremony.
I know there's a rose. It's in pop culture now. There's more than two sources.
You know, by the way, Mark Ellis is stalking out Chris Harrison's job.
Oh, there we go.
Dude, that guy has the greatest. I mean, I don't know the behind the scenes and how hard it is, but it seems like the greatest, easiest job.
I want to ask you a rumor.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you a rumor right now that I heard. Is Chris Harrison dating Selma? Because I know you're friends.
I'll just say no comment.
That means yes.
So yes.
That's a yes. And I could be the next Chris Harrison because the guy, he's affable enough. He's not so good looking. You're like, look at how fucking handsome that guy is.
Right.
But he's around.
Right.
He's a competitor.
There you go.
So during the rose ceremony, are you nervous or are you happy that like you've made it this far? Because if you're one of the last kind of contenders, then are you like, look, I got what I came here for. Okay, because now I have this great credit and I can do other things in TV. I actually don't want to be with this guy anymore. So hopefully he doesn't give me the rose. Do you kind of sandbag it a little bit?
Oh, great question.
Did you
Number
throw
one.
the event?
Can I just say that the rose ceremonies, I thought I was going home every single rose ceremony. And the first night, actually, I was the last rose, but they don't air it that way. But I thought every single rose ceremony I was going home because I didn't feel that. I wasn't sure how he felt about me. I wasn't sure like that connection that we had. But I will say that like the rose ceremonies are like in the middle of. They're like 2 a.m. So we're exhausted. We're either wasted. We're like over the top. We're like sitting there like, am I going home? Am I taking the van back or am I not?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I mean,
and you never thought you were getting the. You never thought you were getting the shrubbery, huh? You always thought you were leaving empty-handed.
You know what's funny? The last, I don't tell many people this, but the last rose ceremony, I thought. I was in, like I thought I got the rose,
and that was the one
that you didn't.
That was the one I didn't get.
You heard that, kids. Don't believe in your dreams, and they will come true.
I have a totally girly question. So I think all the girls watching the show, when you go on dates, you're like, oh, I have to look really hot this one night. But you're there the entire time. How do you plan your outfits? Every day are you like, I'm serious.
It's a great question.
Do you get clothes given to you? Because I don't have enough dresses to look that good at every rose ceremony.
No, you have pretty much
I'm
like.
serious.
Everybody else in a dress, and Tiffany's wearing her Hobbit t-shirt.
It's all our own clothes, number one. I mean, we get goodie bags. But I will say that there was a chick who got kicked off the first night who paid an extra $10,000 or something to bring her luggage, and she got kicked off that night.
That's crazy.
So
what was her name?
Wait, how do you pay $10,000 just to bring your wardrobe?
That sounds like Princess Vespa
$10,000.
material.
It might have been $5,000.
Or she spent that much on all the clothes.
But she spent that much to bring extra bags.
Now, as much as I want to hear about the baggage and everything.
I'm sorry. I had to ask it.
I get it.
Rarely do I have my girl moments.
This show is one of these shows that just women flock
it's
to.
True.
And men, too, I will say.
But because
I've caught it in passing, guys. I've seen a couple episodes here and there.
Okay. All right. So, again, Daniela McBride is here with us. Now, guys, this is the part of the show that I know Schmobil's been waiting for, to where you're going to choose who you guys want to represent you in the Celebrity Imprssion Dating game. Our Bachelorette is Daniela McBride. We're going to explain the rules to you again, just in case you don't know them. But guys, for those of you out there in Schmobil who don't know how it works, we will all be doing a celebrity impression.
We have pre-selected a celebrity that we will be performing for Daniela in hopes that we win her hand in a date. And Danielle will not be able to see who's doing what impression, so she's just going to have to pick based on, hey, this is the guy, that's the girl, and we go so forth. And we have 3 rounds of this thing. She's going to have to vote some people up. 4 rounds. So you're going to have to be giving some roses, taking some roses away.
Right.
And what we're going to do in Schmoville is that if you call in, you're going to be able to choose who you think is going to win Danielle's heart.
Right.
And if you pick the right horse, then you win a free shirt,
A free Rip the Power shirt. So, Kenny, I'm going to start taking some calls here. Are you ready to write the names down? So here's what you do.
I'm ready.
You're ready. So full names.
I'm ready.
When you guys call in, full names, and then we'll write your name down to be quick. Johnny, you want to start with the music? Let's do it. All right. Hey, you're in Schmoville. Who do we got?
Hey, what's up? Good evening. It's Joseph Henning from Australia here.
Joseph Henning from Australia. Who do you got, Joseph?
Hello.
I am going to go to the underdog, Josh the intern.
Josh
He's
the
my
intern.
man.
Oh, wow,
I'm not the underdog.
You really don't want to win that shirt. Okay, next.
Thank God we don't have to send a shirt to Australia.
All right, hey, you are in Schmoville. Who do we got?
Hunter.
Hunter, who do you got?
Hello.
I got Mark Ellis.
Okay, Hunter is Mark Ellis.
All right, kid knows the winner when he sees one.
Hey, you're in Schmoville. Who do we got?
Hey, Christian, it's your old buddy Jack Dubnicek. All right?
Jack, what's up, Jack? Jack, who do you got?
How many fucking friends do you have call into
I
this
got
show?
a lot of friends. Jack.
Who's left? Who's left?
You got only ones off the board right now are Mark Ellis and JTI.
Dude, I got you, Christian.
All right, Jack's got me. All right, Jack, play to win. All right, hey, you're in Schmoville. Who do we got?
Ken Napper.
Who are you? Yours is Ken Knapsack? Who do we got? He's gone.
What is your name, young man?
Oh, you just lost your... hey, you're in Schmoville. Who do we got?
Hi, this is Aaron Wilms from Canada.
Aaron Wilms from Canada. Who do you got?
Who's left? I had to leave my laptop to get phone reception.
Okay, you got Christian Harloff is off the board, Mark Ellis is off the board, and Josh the intern, so everybody else is still available for a draft.
All right, I'll get Mark Reilly.
Mark Reilly. Okay, Mark Reilly.
He didn't sound
I feel
upset.
like the fat
No.
kid in gym class.
That's right. Hey, you're in Schmoville. Who do we got?
I went so late.
Hey, this is Mike Coleman. How you doing, guys?
Mike, what's the last name, dude?
Coleman.
Coleman, Mike. So who do you got, dude?
Who we got? Like, you got Riley still?
Riley's off the board.
Riley's off the board, Harloff is off the board, Ellis is off the board, and Josh the intern, surprisingly, shockingly, off the board.
Oh, man. How about Knapsack?
Yeah.
Okay, Ken Knapsack.
Okay, Knapsack. Okay. Here we go. So who's left just right now? It's Tiffany and Makuga, right? Hey, you're in Schmoville. Who do we got?
Yo, so this is Brent Parker.
Brent Parker, you have...
I got my money on Mark Ellis.
No, you
Hey,
can't.
thanks, buddy. Love you too, but I'm already taken.
Yeah, man.
No, you can either take Tiffany or Josh Makuga. Who do you got?
He sounds ecstatic.
I love this silence.
You got to take one or the other.
Man. Let's go Tiffany.
You got Tiffany.
Yes!
All right. So whoever's calling now, hey, you are in Schmoville.
his name?
Hey, come here.
Doesn't matter. You pick
buddy.
Tiffany.
Who loves
Hey,
you?
you're in Schmoville. Who do we got?
Hey, guys, this is
That was
Alex
mean.
Welch.
Who is this? Hey,
Hey, guys, this is Alex Welch.
hey, Dallas Welch.
Alex Welch.
Alex Welch.
Yeah.
Alex, so you have
The Welch kid.
Josh Makuga. That is it. Alex Welch has Josh Makuga. All right, guys.
Enjoy your free toaster.
All right, so the Celebrity Imprssion
dear
Dating
Lord.
game going to start here in just a second.
Now, before we start it, we have to make
Yeah.
sure that Daniela cannot see
Who
is doing the impressions.
Okay, so
we
how
have
do I
a
do
dirty
this?
old sock for you to tie around your face.
Gosh.
Now, how do you want to play this?
Should
do you
I
have
turn
a?
around, or?
Well,
Okay.
well, in a second, let's tell her
Okay.
all the rules and tell her
Yeah.
everything. Just so
I agree.
the way again it's going to work is that we will all do the celebrity of our choice. You will ask the first question. Everyone will get a shot, and then, like Mark told you before, you will eliminate 2 people in the first round, 2 in the second, 1, and then 1.
You can ask anything you like,
anything you want, and then that person will answer, and you base it off of whether the impression is good, whether you like the answer, whether the commitment, however you want to judge it.
Make it as dirty as you want. Tiffany's
Whatever
the
you
only
want.
one that even thinks about going to
That's
church
true.
on this show.
That's true. So, yes, Ken. Did you want to ask something?
No, I was laughing.
He's
All right, I
nervous.
thought you wanted- you looked like you wanted to ask something.
You know,
laugh.
if he wants to laugh at me, Christian, the boys should be able to laugh. Ken, you feel free to laugh right into that mic.
Yuck, yuck.
And so,
All right.
if this is bachelor related, could I ask like bachelor questions?
Yeah, they're like
is it
dating
not,
questions.
or
It's a dating game.
just,
So
it's
whatever,
a dating
literally,
game.
it doesn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll be more about what you're looking for
Okay.
and what you would want the person to ask or not ask.
And the
Okay.
winner, where is the Sandals Resort that they're going to be going to with Danielle? Is it
Buffalo Wild Wings.
That's right. It's Buffalo Wild Wings across the street. Yeah.
so
nobody actually has to go on a date with you, just so you
Okay.
know, just so you don't.
Just checking.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to start now. Just a second. Do we want to do a draft of how we're going to go? We're just going to go straight into it like we did.
Yeah, I think we can just go straight into it. That sounds fine. We're going to have. We need to disguise, we need Danielle to hide her eyes.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So Danielle's going to turn.
Wait, can I ask one question?
And
Before we
now
start?
you want to ask a question? Let's
No,
do
no,
let's do our round.
I think Kenny. Can I ask a question?
Can I ask you a serious question,
Sure.
Daniela?
Mm-hmm.
We just met in the green room for like
Oh, I
5
know
seconds, right?
Yeah.
I know.
Have you dated Christian Harloff ever?
This is what he does
No,
with
I
Bonnie.
have never. It's first time meeting him.
All right, here
Maybe then we have a chance to win, fellas.
I don't have any video footage of this. So.
Okay, here we go. No video. Here we go now. Ken.
So do I need to cover my eyes?
You need to cover your eyes, and it's
Okay.
going to be a little while. So,
Oh, okay. It's
I'll
gonna
tell
be
you
a
what,
while.
Daniela, go ahead and ask the question that everybody's going to have to answer in the first round.
Okay.
So go ahead and ask it.
Yeah.
Whatever you want, whatever you think would be a good kind of first datey, get to know you kind of question.
First question: if you were on a deserted island, what would be the one thing you would bring?
This broad's good.
This
broad's good.
Turn around and just make
Okay.
sure you're not looking. All right, contestant number 1.
Well, it's Jack Nicholson.
It's his pick. Go ahead. Contestant number 1.
Hey, it's Jack Nicholson. Well, as you know me pretty well, I like to bring my sunglasses everywhere I go. So I'm going to bring that plus a satellite and a solar TV because, let me tell you something, I like to watch the Lakers game, and I ain't missing anything.
Contestant number 1, and now contestant number 2. Contestant number 2.
Yeah, dig it. I'm the tower of power, too sweet to be sour, funky like a monkey. Ooh, yeah, Daniela. I'm macho man Randy Savage. And I gotta tell you, the one thing I'm gonna bring on an island is my championship belt that I won from Hulk Hogan in 1988.
Contestant number 3.
Hello, Daniela. This is John Lawrence. I just wanted to say, what would I bring? Probably my friend. Who? The one who invented Subway. Eat fresh!
Contestant number 4.
Hey, Daniela, it's Seth Rogen.
We went to a desert island. I could bring one of my movies, if you like that. I could bring some bacon, although I wouldn't be a good Jew with me. I just bring some lawn chairs, hang out, maybe a bong. It'd be fun.
Contestant number 5.
My name is Gandalf. And if I went to a desert island, I would bring my walking stick. You would never deprive an old man of his walking stick.
Contestant
I'm using quotes from the movie,
number
okay?
5. Contestant number 6.
Miss McBride. Look, I so old. 2 young eyes. If we were to go deserted island, the 2 of us, we would not leave anything but the Force. The Force would sustain us all, and I would grow flowers using my mind and give them to you.
Contestant number 7.
Hello, Daniela. It's me, Bubba Walters. And on the desert island, I would bring my bikini. Though you would say I might not look so good in a bikini, I in fact do. I would interview you about a possible rose ceremony that you and I would have together on this deserted island. I also would request a domestic partnership between me, you, and of course, you Downs. This is 2020.
Somebody give Barbara the light, okay. Daniela, you are welcome to turn back around in your chair now. That was maybe the
Whoa.
You have a lot of bachelors and bachelorettes.
I would say the most insane we've ever had. First round, that was some
2
wacky
bachelorettes
stuff.
going for your love. Who now you eliminate 2 people.
Okay.
You can eliminate
the 2
Gandalf.
people that you do not want to be on the desert island.
Yeah, you can eliminate the Gandalf. You can eliminate.
Well, let's not put. Let's see if she has one off the top of her head.
Sure. 2 that you want to get rid of.
Okay.
Do you need a refresh? Or
Thank
you're
you
good?
all so much for coming and sharing.
Oh, you're welcome.
Your thoughts. But I would definitely say number 2 gave me a little bit of the creeps, just
What was
the
2?
voice.
Number 2 was, I believe, Randy Macho Man Savage.
Oh, Randy Macho Man Savage. Okay.
His voice was just creepy.
So Randy's gone.
Sorry,
Randy
Randy.
Savage out.
And
Okay.
then I'm sorry, Barbara Walters.
God!
The bikini.
Man.
I'm sorry.
Barb, take it easy.
All right.
Take it easy, Barb.
All right.
A
So,
bikini, no.
all right. So then left. So Daniela, why don't you go ahead and say your question?
Okay, I have to say
Yeah,
another
say your
question.
question.
God, these
Question
are
number
tough.
2.
Round 2.
Round 2.
Okay, round 2. If you were to take me to your hometown, what would we do?
All right.
Take you to the
Hometown, turn back
hometown.
around.
What would we do?
All right. Contestant
number 1.
Well, no one really knows where Jack Nicholson is from, because I method acted so many times in so many other cities. You gotta be creative where you come from. First of all, I'm not gonna pick you up. No one picks up. Sorry, Jack Nicholson gets picked up. Okay, Jack Nicholson gets picked up. What we're gonna do when we get there? We're gonna take some blinds, put them all down, sit in my house for 24 hours, and we'll watch films in the 1930s all the way up to the silent era. That's all.
Thanks, Jack. Contestant number 2.
Where would I take you? Of course I'd take you home. And while we were home, I would massage your feet. And why would you like it? Because it's me. John Lovitz. Eat fresh.
Contestant number 3.
It'd be really cool if you went to my hometown. We could go to a winery from California. I mean, originally from Israel, but we could go do some wine tasting. That's what girls like, wine tasting. I'll drink some wine.
Contestant number 4.
Well, I would take you to the Shire on Shadowfax. And we would arrive precisely on time because a wizard is never late.
Contestant number 5.
When 900 years you reach, you don't remember where you come from. So, we'll take you to Dagobah, where actually there's an underground pool with 24-hour bell service that I use people by using my mind.
He's 900 years old, folks. Give him a break. Contestant number 6.
I think that's it, right? That's it. You're done. Okay,
Danielle,
so
you were free to turn back around. All right.
Turn around.
Wow, what
All
an
right.
inspiring round.
So you're gonna
that
you're
was.
get rid of 2 more people here.
2 more people do not get to go on the date with Daniela.
Who is getting cut?
Who's going?
Someone else gave me the creeps again. There was something about like massage. Was it like watching movies or like massage?
John Lovitz.
John Lovitz.
John Lovitz gone?
I think that's
John Lovitz is out.
Is gone.
Yeah.
What's that?
So John Lovitz is gone.
No, John Lovitz was
Yeah.
massaging the feet.
John
and the feet
Lovitz.
fresh.
Right?
He said some dirty shit.
Yeah, a little
Okay.
dirty for me.
All
I
right,
don't
he's
like
out.
that.
He's out.
But then the Wilshire one too. I mean, I don't know.
Gandalf is gone. All right,
the old Wilshire one too.
All
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
that leaves. All right, turn around. Ask your question.
So if you had one last day to live on Earth, what would be your last meal?
All right, so that
One
would
last day to live on Earth.
All right, so that
Who
would
be the
between-
last meal.
Guys, I'm just going to say I made it to round 2 this time. I'm really proud
Yeah,
of myself.
that would be between Jack Nicholson, Seth Rogen, and Yoda. All right, so now contestant number 1, Jack Nicholson.
Well, being Jack Nicholson and having all the money I have, I would get the most expensive dinner possible. That would have to be a panda. Roasted, well cooked, with a little side of koala. That's the meal for you.
The hell was that?
Contestant number 2, Seth Rogen.
After my last meal, the first thing I do is to take a really big bong rip and get that appetite up. And then I was thinking we could get some Mexican. Yeah, Southern California, got some great Mexican. Hit a burrito shack and just kind of hang out, look at the stars. Romantic.
Contestant number 3 from Dagobah, Yoda.
Since I'm already dead and have joined with the Force, I have access to a very popular barbecue joint that serves fantastic ribs. You should try it. Together, we will make magic.
All right. So,
Wow.
Daniela, turn around.
Those guys really are putting their hearts on the line now.
So now,
This is going to be a tough one
now,
for me,
okay,
guys.
so you can choose between Seth Rogen, Jack Nicholson, and Yoda. One person.
This is where it really gets.
You get rid of one person.
Okay.
Who are you getting rid of?
Wait. Can we do it like The Bachelor? So she give two guys the rose.
Yeah, you can give 2 roses.
Oh, you want to do that?
So
Okay.
you get 2 roses. So
Who gets
rose
a
number
rose?
1
Rose
goes
number
to
who?
Would go to Seth.
Seth Rogen
Wow,
gets
Seth
a
Rogen
rose.
gets a
Okay,
rose.
Seth Rogen gets a rose. All right, who would get the next one?
And 2 would be, is it Yoda or Yodi?
Yoda.
Yodi. That's what his friends from high school call him.
Yodi and
Yodi and
and
Seth.
Seth Rogen are in there. And Jack Nicholson, the worst Jack Nicholson in the history of the world, is gone. All right, so now the finals is going
This
to
is
be
the final
between
question.
Seth
Finals.
Rogen and Yoda. Your final question.
Oh, God. What should it be?
Man.
This is where it's hard.
This is it. This is the last one.
Tell me about
it. What's going to make it? All right. Oh, Tiffany's giving help now. This is how stressful
I
this
love
is.
when girls consult.
This is it.
And
All
they
right,
help each other.
Final question.
Yeah. Neither one of them has an at-rest bitch face.
Here we go.
So what would you do for me on Valentine's Day?
Oh, all right. Turn around. Contestant number 1, Seth Rogen.
I know how to treat a girl right on Valentine's Day because I like chocolate too. Get some flowers in there, then maybe we could smoke one of them. And then nice dinner. And best part about me is that I'm not tiny and green.
Contestant number 2, who is tiny and green, Yodi.
Tidy and green, you say. Lift you with my mind, I will. Throw you against a wall, I can. On to Valentine's Day. First, we would start with a candlelight dinner that I made with my mind. Then, I would light the candles with my mind. Then, I would grow roses with my mind. And then, I would give them all to you with my mind. Mind you, never leaving the comforts of my cozy chair. Thank you.
Wow, Daniela, that was not easy. You have 2 bachelors really striving for your love.
Wow.
Yet only 1 rose.
Wait, Ken Knapsack get something to say.
Gentlemen, it's time for the final rose.
All right.
Hi.
So, Daniela.
She's handling this with such cool and class because she's been in this very situation before.
Yeah.
She's not a rook.
Daniela.
This is tough for me, though, this
who
one.
is going to win your heart and going to be the new champion of Celebrity Imprssion Dating Game?
Like, I've really thought about this one for a while. And it's been a really tough decision. And I'm still questioning who it should be.
And you know that you're going to break one of their hearts.
But I know I'm going to break someone's heart tonight, and I'm sorry. Apologies at the beginning. I would say, my final rose, just because it just sounded so sexy, would be Yodi.
Yodi wins. Yodi wins. Mark Reilly.
Seth is cute, but Yodi totally got
She
it.
already has a pet name for you and everything.
Wow.
Yodi.
Let's make one thing clear. Yoda.
Oh, is it Yoda or
My
Yodi?
name.
It's a pet name.
My name is Yoda.
Is it Yoda?
You took a fucking puppet over me.
Mark Reilly, no, sorry, buddy, but from now on in this podcast, you're fucking Yodi.
Yodi.
Yoda.
You
Oh my
are
God, I
you
totally
are
missed
Yodi. So guys,
It was my new nickname.
She just gave Yoda a pet name, guys.
oh, it was amazing.
That was my nickname for
Yoda never had a nickname in his 900 years. He was just Yoda,
Yoda.
or the smart Muppet.
That was
his other.
Absolutely a riot. Great. So, did you? How many of the celebrities that were in it were you familiar with?
Oh, maybe like half.
Well, Seth Rogen, you definitely knew.
I'm good at faces.
Okay.
You know?
Well, that was
Jack
the thing.
Nicholson, obviously, I knew.
Not that Jack Nicholson.
From that one.
Not that. I mean, clearly he'd be a little more charming, I think.
Yeah. That was really
Sound
bad.
like Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
Like Jack Nicholson's like long lost nephew.
I've been working on my Nicholson too, and I thought that was going to be it. I called McCougar today saying if I'm going to get Nicholson, and I did not get Nicholson. All right, I want to take a couple calls from Schmoville, talk about the aftermath of the Celebrity Imprssion Dating Game. Hey, you're in Schmoville. Who do we got?
What's up, guys? This is Austin Putnam from YouTube.
Hey, man, what's going on, dude? So
fighting out of YouTube, Austin Putnam.
Austin, what'd you think of the game?
All right, for one thing, Mark, I loved your commitment on Seth Rogen, but you sound like a character from Beavis and Butthead. And was it Tiffany? You had me loving when I was crying from your Danielle.
It was a good Gandalf. It was a good Gandalf. It was interesting seeing Gandalf and Yoda, two of the greatest kind of wizards in film history, go against each other.
I feel like
yeah, Daniela, it is Yoda, but I will give you a pass though for giving Yoda
thank
a
you.
name.
It's my new name.
And by the way, you're absolutely gorgeous. I had to
thank
mention
you.
it just really quickly.
Austin, thanks for the call, dude. Let's take
This
one.
Putnam kid, these YouTubers know how to handle
They're
women.
Smart. They're very smart. Hey, you're in Schmoville. Who do we got?
Hey, it's Wesley from Australia.
What's up, dude? So what'd you think of the show?
You know what? The underdog made it to the second last round.
He did.
So you got to give credit for that. But cooking panda and freaking koalas.
Cooking panda and koala, was that you? Yeah, that's not what Nicholas and yet Lovett's got eliminated for wanting to massage
Dude,
feet.
Lovett sounded like Roger Rabbit.
I have a feeling we've not heard from the last of Jack Nicholson on this podcast.
Now wait a minute. Do you remember Josh McCougie? You want to do you John Lovitz real quick? Sure, come on.
Wait, who voiced Roger Rabbit?
Wait. Let's have a John Lovitz.
Fleischman.
Off.
First of all, my Barbara Walters was fucking spot on.
It was a good barb. It was a good barb. Yeah.
It didn't. It felt a little off until you said the end of your second line. I feel like I was like, oh yeah, that is her.
Hey, Daniela. It's me, John Lovitz. Jack, leg kick, bachelor.
Now,
yikes,
Johnny. Yeah. Now, would you prefer the Roger Rabbit or leg kick, jump flip, back scratch? All right. Thanks for the call.
I think beer just came out my nose.
Yeah, it was just an
man,
insane show for sure. We had a lot of crazy stuff happening.
I'm happy for Yoda because, like, in the whole Star Wars movies, like he was alive for 900 years. He never had a wife around. He never had any brood to speak of. I don't know if Yoda's ever been laid in 900 years, and he finally has a first date. So good for that little green fucker.
Yeah, it's gonna
His
be a
little
good one.
romantic one.
Well, you know what it is also is that Mark Reilly has been the people's champion for this game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's
Yeah.
never won before, and people have he's always made it. To
You never won
he's
either.
never won. This is his first win.
See, I'm usually when this shit goes down, I'm usually out of town, and I was happy that I just got to kind of hang around.
Yeah, you made it to the finals.
Yeah, I was really happy.
It was good. It's good. So that was
Were
it.
you Seth?
I was Seth.
Oh,
was
right.
Oh, yeah.
Close one.
Yeah, see,
I didn't know.
No, see, that was the beauty of it. Because last week
he was Seth.
So I was
maybe.
because Bonnie was on last week, and what we did, or not 2 weeks ago when we did the game, and we really realized when she turned around, she didn't know who anybody was.
I had no clue.
I was Gandalf, just in case you were wondering.
Except for that one.
Right. Yeah.
It should be pointed out that since we went to Eyes Closed and the woman turned around, Makuga has been eliminated in
Every first round. Yeah, that's the truth.
Makuga was winning for a long time,
He
but
won
when
2 in a row
everyone
because the
faced
girls could
the
see him.
room.
And then
Gotcha.
once we made it clear
That's
that
pretty fair then.
Yeah, we made it fair. So I want to take one more call from Schmobile because this is absolutely one of the most insane ones that we have done so far. I want to get their take on it. Hey, you're in Schmobile. Who do we got?
Hey guys, it's Alex.
Alex. So what did you think of the game?
Not gonna lie, I thought Seth Rogen would win. But
Hey,
I would
you're
take
in the
Mark
same
Reilly
boat
a
as
round
me,
of
buddy.
applause because
Thought
he
we had
finally won.
Yeah, that's exactly. Riley finally won, so people are still happy. You don't see a lot of depressed people in Schmober right now because Riley has taken his place, finally got his title. It's like he's got his green jacket. Congratulations.
And he got a pet name.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he got a pet name. That's true, Yodi.
Well,
Yodi.
there's one depressed person in Schmoville. And it's Harloff because I feel terrible for you because the fucking intern snaked the guy. Christian came over.
We made the rules first. And to be fair,
The
we made
rules
the
are
rules.
fair,
Yeah,
but
we gotta tell them the rule.
Yeah,
Tell them the rules.
you rolled over to my place. And we were talking about rules before because occasionally we do prepare for this thing. And Christian was like, and we were like, well, yeah, you shouldn't. Whoever went out first the last time should get first round pick of the celebrity they want the next time around.
And I won last week, so I had to get last pick.
You were the winner. You were a very good impressionist in a limited capacity, and and then you come over and you're talking about how this Nicholson's going to crush.
No,
right?
I didn't say that. I said I've been working on it.
No, yeah. You said you've been working on it.
Yeah,
and,
I'm not confident with you, but I'm working on it. I want to try it. And then Asshole Face comes in for a second and goes,
please.
He goes, Jack Nicholson. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, at least it's going to be good. And then he's talking about barbecuing iguanas and French kissing monkeys.
Yeah.
It's like, so, I mean.
It sounds like Jack Nicholson
and
and Gary Busey hang out a lot.
Oh, Danielle, this is Gary Busey. All right, so the show was absolutely absolutely nutty capacity.
Yeah, I
and
love it.
It was fun. Danielle, I hope you had a good time.
I had so much fun. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. All right. So what is this?
I've just been handed a note from our producer that says we get to talk.
The winner of the ripped shirt.
Oh, yeah. The winner of the Ripped Apparel T-shirt is Aaron Wilms. So, Aaron, just make sure that you
Congratulations.
just go to our Facebook page at Facebook Schmoes Know and make sure that you go there and just let us know you won. We'll give you the code.
I hope there's a Yoda one. That would be kind of awesome.
I know, it's true. That should be the one. There is a lot of cool things, again, that you guys should remember, too. Speaking of Ripped Apparel, if you go to the Ripped Apparel widget on this very page that you're watching the video.
The widget is the thing you click on that says Ripped Apparel. And if you click on that, you enter in our coupon, which is SK Riddick. For the rest of September, then you get $1 off the already incredible price of $10 for a great T-shirt. Yeah. It's really good quality, too. Like, I'm not messing around here. I don't like doing laundry.
Look at this. I mean,
and it's easy.
Yeah, and it's so good, especially, and it combines all your favorite movies and TV shows. I have a Game of Thrones one on I love. You have He-Man
All your favorite books?
And it kind of feels like a secret club. I'm not going to lie. I see people with shirts on, and I'm like, oh, that's from Ripped. I have that shirt. Yeah. And then you just start a conversation. It feels cool.
I have it on good authority that the
it.
people who wait on me at Jersey Mike's, which I frequent, as you guys know, they look forward to me coming in because generally I'm wearing a Ripped Apparel shirt. And they're like, hey, let me look at that for a minute. And as girls, it's weird when somebody's looking at your chest. I now know what you guys are talking about because it's a little off-putting.
Well, but it's also a lot of fun to be. You strike up the conversation about whatever it is.
My eyes are up here.
Yeah, SK Riddick is the code until the end of September, and then we'll have a new code. Check out Facebook and Twitter, and also follow Daniela McBride on Twitter at Daniela McBride, at Tiffany's Tweets, at Ellis5150, the whole damn crew. And we still got about 10 minutes, so we're going to talk about some more things.
I got a question. I got a question for Daniela because we got a lot of movies coming out this year. There's a lot of different genres that are coming out. So you got your Rush, like the high octane kind of movie with Chris Hemsworth, Daniel Bruhl, two studs in Hollywood. Then you have Don John coming out with Joseph Gordon-Levitt making his directorial debut.
Yeah.
Is there one movie that you would be leaning more towards going to see this weekend? What's got your interest?
Oh, that's a tough one. I mean, can you give me background?
Yeah, well, Joseph Gordon-Levitt is directing this movie called Don John, and
didn't he write it?
He wrote it and directed it, and it's basically this guy who is he's a player out in Jersey, and he's a very kind of Goomba type guy, and he goes out and
his dad's Tony
Danza. It's a rom-com.
Yeah.
It's a rom-com. Well, at least from the trailers, it looks that way.
You know what's funny is that it turns those genres on their ear a little bit because you meet Scarlett Johansson, who's in it, who does a great Jersey girl accent.
Okay,
yeah,
that's the one with Scarlett. Okay.
Yeah, and then he has a porn addiction. So he winds up dating this girl, and then
which I don't know what that's like. Christian can shed some light on that, but I'm not.
It's tough. You got to battle. It takes a while. You need to talk your feelings, Danielle. You know about expressing your feelings. And
I do.
One day at a time.
Yeah, and then you have Rush, which is based. It's with Chris Hemsworth, Thor, and Daniel Bruhl, who's a new up and coming actor who's fantastic, and it's Ron Howard who directed the film, and it's based on the rivalry in 1976.
76, man, what a great year for rock and roll and F1 racing.
Formula One guys?
Yeah.
I'd like to send Tiffany and Danielle to see this movie together because I think this is not just a movie for people who are huge fans like car racing or like the big action movies. I think there's a lot of stuff.
Senna is one of my favorite movies. Senna, the documentary.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm not a huge fan of Fast and the Furious, so for me, it wouldn't. But the 76 thing, I always love things in the past because I think it shows stuff almost like a documentary. You know, you could see stuff that we've never really learned before, and we learned so much. So I would love to see the trailers of both, but I am a huge Scarlett fan, and I love rom-com clearly.
Yeah.
So.
All right, we're sending to see Don John.
I got to see them both.
That's true. There's a lot of good ones out there.
And that's in wide release this weekend, too. Don John is wide release and Rush is wide release. Metallica Through the Never is in limited release.
Right.
It's wide next week. I'll be seeing it probably at midnight.
Yeah, and then remember, guys, that for Schmoeville, what we're doing with the contest, after this show, make sure, and again, if you're listening to it on iTunes, you can do it up until next Thursday. Do a video review of this podcast. Submit it to us on Facebook.
And should they schmo the podcast?
Absolutely.
They'll talk about the podcast. Hey, here's what we liked. Here's a new thing. Ellis was fucking awesome as usual.
Right.
Do whatever you want to do in the review, and then give your schmo. 1 out of 5.
Right, and then we'll put it in the playlist. And in 6 weeks, we're going to choose a winner, and you guys will act as a host, and you will be able to come in. You win a Ripped Apparel T-shirt. You will win a poster from Fandango. There's a lot of stuff that you will be getting to win.
You'll be the cock of the walk on your block.
Cock of the walk. So before we get the hell out of here, I want to take another call here from Schmoeville. Hey, you are in Schmoeville. Who do we got?
Hey, this is Sean from Texas.
Sean, what's up, man? So what do you got for us tonight, bud?
I don't know. I was just gonna ask a question.
Sure.
What are some of you guys' guilty pleasure movies? You know?
God, Sean
That's
coming in
Sean's
like
gonna get
Mariana
one.
Rivera at the
Great
bottom
question.
of the ninth.
All
Well
right,
done.
Good question. All right, guilty pleasure movie.
Yeah. All right, now this can be a number of different things. This can be something that you just kind of watch by yourself. It can be a little naughty. It can just be a really bad movie that you think is hysterically and you enjoy watching it for that reason.
I'm gonna go with Rad. 1985's Rad.
movie.
I love it.
It's what's it about? Dirt bikes?
It's not dirt bikes. It's BMX bikes, and he likes it too.
Yeah, I know what Josh McCoo is going to say.
You remember the twins we had in here?
We had the
writers of
the Hayes
Conjuring.
brothers, who are the Conjuring,
Who
were actually
in
the kids
Rad.
in Rad. Josh McCouga's favorite is Airborne.
It's a good movie.
Have you seen Airborne?
Yeah.
All right.
Incredible.
Yeah,
It's
my
good.
guilty pleasure around this time of year, we're starting to get into it. It's the
Holiday
fall
movies?
now,
Oh.
and we're getting into October, and we're getting into some really good scary movies. I love when they run the Leprechaun movies on a loop. You get Leprechaun, you get Leprechaun 2, you get Leprechaun 3 in the Hood, you get Leprechaun 4. Guess where Leprechaun went? He didn't go back. He went to fucking outer space. Leprechaun 4 on the moon, and then he didn't
That's a good
stop
one.
there because he got back to Earth somehow, and he went back to the Hood. Leprechaun 5 in the Hood.
All right,
Yeah.
Daniela.
Okay. Guilty. If I'm being guilty. Okay,
Yeah.
have you guys seen like Stella's Got a Groove Bag or whatever?
Yes,
I totally
all right.
admit that's a guilty. I mean, like, that's a cool movie.
Now, do you watch that and you in fact feel, does that move the needle on your groove, just watching
no,
that
I mean,
movie?
like, it's a random movie, and it would be guilty. Like, you don't really admit it, but you're like, oh, they're hot. Like,
Yeah.
it just all works.
And Tiffany.
I feel like, one of them is 13 going on 30.
Yeah, with the great Andy Serkis.
I love that movie.
Andy
And
Serkis
yeah,
is in
well,
it.
I mean,
I liked
that
it
helps
better
have
when it was called Big. Hey, what am I doing here?
And also, She's the Man with Amanda Bynes before she went.
Oh, you and Justine
Yeah.
Marino, my Three's Too Much compatriot. Now,
Ken Naps, like I would have to assume that you watch movies.
Yeah, I've seen some.
Okay,
I know what his movie is, and you can open with your line, the line that you love to do when you come to Hollywood.
That's not a guilty
That's-
pleasure.
It,
That's
Welcome
a
to
good
Hollywood.
movie.
What's your dream?
Yeah.
I have no guilt associated with my
No.
watching Pretty Woman.
How about the fact you watched it 8 times in a day?
great one.
5 times.
Feel a little guilty?
5 times.
times
My
in
guilty
a day.
pleasure, of course, Busty Cops 2 on cinema. No. Dirty Work. It's the most
terrible.
funniest, unfunny movie I've ever
Funny as hell. Look at
Okay.
you, look like a baby gorilla.
All right. So, yeah, I mean, a lot of incredible stuff this week. And then Ken, next
Uh-oh,
week,
Danielle's got one more. Danielle's got one more
Yeah.
guilty pleasure.
Bridget Jones' Diary.
Oh, that's not guilty at
Yeah.
all.
You like that
I
one?
love that one.
Tell me about that British chick who can't get laid. Yeah.
Ken, who do you got on the Knapsack Files tonight?
Never seen it.
Knapsack Files, you all hear that I started my career in radio about 20
Yeah.
years ago.
Yeah.
I went to my hometown, and me and my former radio partner did a show together. So
Oh,
that's the
cool.
Knapsack Files.
All right.
Matt Donovan.
All right.
Nice.
By the way, I'd also like to we have to shout out our sponsor, Magic Hat. Great beer that we've been
Yeah,
drinking.
really good.
Yeah,
Might have come out my nose when someone did a funny impression.
It is
The best
always
compliment you can pay us.
Magic Hat should absolutely be the sponsor of the Celebrity Imprssion Dating game because you need a lot of those to really start.
You need some liquid courage to get
yeah.
up there.
You know what's great?
Gandalf was sloshed off of it.
Specifically me.
And we're not pushing alcohol on anybody when they come into the studio, but every guest we have come in, they usually get a Magic Hat and they can the thing. They down it. They're a big
Yeah.
fan
Oh,
of
absolutely.
Magic. Yeah.
I'm almost.
Chug it. Chug it.
Yodi.
Yeah,
Yodi.
It's going to make Yoda a lot more
Yodi.
attractive.
All right.
Yodi.
Guys, this is a crazy show. Make sure, again, that you go to YouTube and make a video review because those were a lot of fun. And, again, check the playlist and rate it on iTunes. Make a comment on iTunes. You guys have been helping tremendously getting the show up in the charts. TV and film. It's been a lot of fun. Mark, you got something?
Yeah, and just remember, I will be in San Diego this weekend at the La Jolla Comedy Store. Upcoming
Yeah.
dates also include D.C. and Chicago at the Zanies. Check the Schmoes Facebook page for more info on my stand-up dates.
I have another thing that I want Ash Schmoville to do.
Uh-oh.
I thought about this, and we can do this on Facebook and Twitter.
Okay.
So not next week, but the following week, both you and Tiffany are gone again.
Yeah, we're going to the Bahamas, girl.
Now,
Who wants to get her groove back?
I told you not to tell anybody.
I want Schmoville to recommend our 2 co-hosts that will be filling in for you guys. So make sure go to either Twitter or Facebook, and who do you want to see be the co-host for those? For the replacements.
I just have one request. I feel like I'm going to be gone.
Yeah.
And you guys are going to have on like the hottest male guest host ever.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be gone.
Finstock?
And I'm single.
Finstock?
No, Makuga, I know you. It doesn't count.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. I would be worried you're going to have somebody more attractive than me on there, but I mean, come on, look at this face.
Daniela, so you got anything else before we're out of here? Where can they just find you
No,
on Twitter?
just check me out on Twitter, Instagram. I have some webisode shows I'm coming out with, acting-wise, so I'm excited.
At
And I have a
Daniela
showcase
McBride.
tonight. Yeah.
And will we be seeing you ever again in any Bachelor-type franchise?
I don't know.
Uh-oh.
No comment.
Is your rose receiving career over?
I don't know if I would.
Bachelor
Who
pad
knows?
style.
Who
Wow.
knows?
All right.
I don't
Okay.
know.
Okay. Well, there you go.
We got to get to work on a reality show, buddy.
All right. Daniela McBride, thank you so much for
Thanks
joining
for
us.
having me.
Brandon
It was so
Johnson,
fun.
like to thank him for being
Fantastic
here. That guy was
comedian.
hysterical, man. Holy shit. And for the rest of the crew, the Schmoes Know podcast, Tiffany Smith, Mark Ellis, Christian Harloff, Yodi, we will see you guys next week. Mother F's.